Alright, let's give that another go. Like I said, should not have taken too long, so we have gotten it fixed. Alright. I will probably just not post that last one onto YouTube, because it'll make it easier. But yeah, we'll go over the story again as I set up here and turn Rumble off. I need to make sure to have the targeting set correctly before I proper go into the game as well, because I forgot to do that. So yeah, reason I'm playing this, again, for anybody watching, is the TLDR is I used to have a copy of this game specifically, the Collector's Edition, and lost it somewhere along the way. I don't know what happened to it. I know the CD still worked when last I saw it. Hold on. Yeah, we'll go with hold. There we go. So, I know it worked when I last saw it. I don't think it got stolen or anything like that. But I had it for ages, and one of my friends in December mentioned he wanted to get the Collector's Edition, the one that got me into Zelda, and also had this, and this was the first game I saw him play on a Collector's Edition. And so I figured, well, if I'm going to get him a copy of the game, now's just a good time to pick it up. And so it's been sitting in my library, and I do have it, but I hadn't completed any save data on it, nothing on the memory card, so just felt like doing it. So depending on how much I feel like playing today, thankfully I have tonight off, otherwise I would be at work right now, actually, because it's almost 3 in the morning. And also tomorrow off. I can beat Ocarina in a day. We've done speedruns of Ocarina on this channel, and if not, if you haven't seen them, you can always check out the archives below. However, I probably will go for, I'm not going to say 100%, but all upgrades, all heart pieces, that kind of thing, yeah, I will probably do that. I will probably make that decision as we go, because I know that you can get locked out of some of the upgrades, which is annoying. For anybody not in the know, which everybody knows everything about this game, but in some versions, the 3DS is not one of them. I don't know about the Collector's Edition, though. But once you switch into becoming an adult, also there will be spoilers. I probably should have mentioned that, but again, this is an old game and everybody's played it, or at least seen people play it, so it's not much of a spoiler, really. Once you become an adult, I think it locks you out of, in some versions, getting the Happy Mask side quest, some parts of that done. Which is the Deku Nut upgrades, nobody cares. The more I've played this, the more I've realized that Deku Nuts are actually, pretty useful, but they're still not as useful as, the slingshot ammo, the arrows, the bombs, any other consumable is better. However, there are some specific spots where they're actually very useful. A good example is the bubble room in Jabu Jabu's Belly, where you have to kill all the bubbles in 45 seconds. It will absolutely annihilate those. Usually 2 Deku Nuts will be enough to clean out the entire room in 2 to 3 seconds. So, if you are not good at doing that room, then you can use that strategy, I suppose. If you know the game, you probably didn't go into that room because that's either for the map or for the compass, and therefore you probably didn't need it. And either A, you've not played before, or B, you stumbled in there and forgot, and then realized your mistake. Which is always fun. And before I make the rocker joke about him sleeping with his eyes open, I do not recommend anybody watch that movie, by the way. It's not good. It's really, really dumb. If you want the TLDR, it's band that's trying to get their big upcoming break loses their drummer, and so they ask the main character, or not the main character, I guess the main character is the uncle, but they ask one of the other bandmates' uncles if he can drum because he used to be in a band and got kicked out. And he does, and then they get their big break, and yeah, you can guess where it goes from there. It's pretty cookie cutter, but it's got some funny moments in it. Alright, on we go. Again, I do have chat window enabled. I'm actually able to see it from here, since it is just me here this morning. Normally for Icarus Plays, at least for The Walking Dead, because she's playing on my laptop, which is where the chat window is, I can't see it, and so I can't react to anything. But chat window is up, and I believe it also should be... It is toggled, my alerts are toggled, so Anything like that, I will be able to see this time. So if you do want to chat proper, you can ask me almost anything. Almost anything. Have some restraint. I know it's 3 a.m., and that means, by definition, that I'm playing Ocarina of Time. I have none. But, you know, this is a do as I say, not as I do. This really does feel like a... I'm not going to say a childhood comfort, because it wasn't quite childhood. I get... Well, yeah, and maybe it does qualify. It would have been like early teens, so yeah, I guess that qualifies. It had to have been at bare minimum 8, but I know it wasn't 8 years old, because that's when the Collector's Edition came out on Gamecube. It was 2003. I saw it on the intro for the screen, so that was why I was sure when it had the title screen music playing. It said 99 to end 2003, so I would have been 8 at the time when this came out. How time flies. Even this edition is going to be 20 years old next year. That's crazy to think about. I wonder what percentage of gamers out there, like specifically Nintendo gamers, have not played Ocarina. I'm willing to bet it's probably a pretty small percentage. Not like 0 or 5, but I would imagine like it's probably... I'd say the majority of people that play Nintendo games have played this. Unless this style of game is just not your thing, but... Somebody had asked me in real life the other day... well, in VR, but not on stream, of why the Zelda series as a whole, because they asked what my favorite series that I played is and why it's my favorite. And it's mostly the 3D Zeldas, but I think the point still stands, truthfully, which is the idea of, like, even though it is, like, primarily an adventure game, depending on which, you know, Zelda you play, everybody will be able to find something. Like, let's say, you know, gun to your head, you had to play this. You'll find something that you enjoy while playing this. Because, like, if you want to do racing, like, you've got the snowboarding game in Twilight Princess, you've got the horse racing in this game and in Majora's Mask, you've got, like, the little sailboat minigames you can play in Wind Waker going between islands. Like, there's always something to do for racing, there's something to do for puzzle, there's something to do for combat. Like, everybody can find something that they want to do in these games, and I think that's kind of a good symbol that, you know, they're more inclusive than what people give them credit for. I think that when a lot of people think Zelda, they either think specifically combat or puzzle and nothing else. And it's like, predominantly it's, I would say, exploration first, you know, your first time playing because you don't know where you're going. And then, depending on which game, combat and puzzle are kind of interchangeable for second and third, but, like, there's more there. There is. Alright, so Mido has gone his merry way, as he often does. Sorry, Java was trying to install an update, and I was not interested. I know, tragic. I will give them credit, at least. They are trying to install an update, because there was, like, years and years and years at a time where it was like, oh god, the world's gonna end if you don't install this update, and then you're like, fine, I will install it, and then it's like, oh, we lied, you're actually running the current version, and you have been for, like, 3 years. Okay, great, I'm glad my computer tried to have a stroke, because you couldn't be arsed to realize that it's not an update in years. Like, if there is a program I am using that has an update, please only inform me it needs to be updated when it needs to be updated. And that should really go without saying, and for whatever reason it doesn't. So for anybody worried about androids and computers slowly taking over the world, we got time. We'll be okay. It'll be fine. I would not be worried. I will say that's a downside of the definitive edition, the collector's edition, is I wish you could go through this faster. I know in all the times that we've done the speed running, which I think on stream has been at least 2, but possibly 3, is that within the first hour, like, a very high percentage of that is Link being stuck in, like, a cut, like, something he can't move during, you know, talking to somebody, watching the boss die, like, whatever it might be, and no matter how fast you go, the better part of the first hour is spent listening to the tree, listening to Zelda, listening to Kaepora Gaebora, like, whoever it is. It's like, I'm not interested, thanks. It is honestly baffling that Skyward Sword was the first one that was like, oh, you want to skip the cutscenes? Yeah, you could just do that. And even then, I believe in the original Skyward Sword, you were playing on a completed save file before that. Also, if you are not new to the series, welcome to Zelda. But if you see me skip a treasure chest, it's something I know I don't need. It's either a consumable, bombs, arrows, something that I'm already full on, or more likely, if it's a big chest like that, it's probably either the map or the compass, and that one is the map that I skipped just now. Not interested. Hard pass, thanks. I'll make note of it as we go by. I'll be like, that's the map, by the way, but yeah. Don't be shocked if you see me skip some stuff. We're not doing any sequence breaking here. Like I said, I'm going to be probably going for, at the very least, all upgrades, all heart pieces, all heart containers, all dungeons. But that does not mean I will not. I'm not going to say sequence break, but make things a little bit easier for myself and faster. So for whatever reason you have any questions about why I do what I do, just go for it. Also, the vines that were on the left there in that cutscene, they'll lead up to a chest. It's got a heart, a recovery heart, not a heart piece or heart container. So if somehow you really, really need a heart, you can go grab that, I guess. I almost didn't make that jump. That was weird. I'm gonna have to get used to the... Since this was built on N64, the analog stick doesn't quite match up one-to-one. Also, why am I not getting... Oh, no, there it goes. It was just really slow for whatever reason. I was supposed to say, chat window should be showing up here. I don't know why it wasn't. Alright. That actually looked kind of cool. That's kind of a cool pose. And a little bit sassy, which I also approve of. Go on, go get him. There we go. I am aware, yes, that you can sneak by them. If you stop moving, that they will stop targeting you. They will turn purple, or they'll turn back to normal color. I know, but it's just simpler to just kill them and move on. As for the gold Skulltulas, if I decide to go for everything, it'll be 50. I'll go for 50 for the heart piece, and that's it. And I'm not above using the glitch to get there, either. I don't know why I went that way. That's the compass, and I don't need it. I believe that's a recovery heart. It is not anything worthwhile, so I'm not going to bother. The Navi shut the hell up pose. Yep, pretty much. I still, to this day, do not follow why people think Tattle is a worse partner than Navi. She is not nearly as grating as Navi is. She does not interrupt you nearly as much, and when she does, sometimes it's actually important information. Pretty much the only time you get any important information from Navi in this game is in rooms where it's like, oh, by the way, there's a wall master, that's probably information you want to know. And you're like, yeah, that actually is information I want to know, thank you. But, like, Navi has no personality other than stupid, pretty much. I don't know if stupid's considered a personality, but... Like, at least Tattle had attitude. Tattletude. And yeah, Midden is the best, like, that goes without saying. But I don't think Tattle is as bad as people say she is. I would put her above Navi. I would put her above King of Red Lions. I'm trying to think who else. I'd put her above Celia, and if you don't know who Celia is, that would be, I'm blanking on the name of the game. Phantom Hourglass, there we go. Good lord. I should remember that as somebody who played way too much of that and got burnt out on the game ever since. Fi, yeah, she's above Fi. For me, she's above Fi. Fi, like Navi, is too robotic. She has her moments, but they're few and far between. I think it's a little better in HD / a replay of the original game when you can skip cutscenes like that. I think it makes it a little bit better, but I think it also doesn't help that she is, like, balanced in with the dousing ability, which I'm not personally a fan of ever using. And again, it's why I think a replay of the game can be a lot better, because if you already know where you're going for stuff, it's like, yeah, I don't need to douse for the tat tones. I don't need to douse to know where the Silent Realm trial thing is. Like, you just go because you already know where you're headed. So, like, that part is a plus, but, even just taking all that out of consideration, I'd still prefer Tattle. Still more interesting. I don't remember his name, but the hat in Minish Cap, because that's one of 2 games I've not beaten, because I rented it and didn't get the chance to finish it. So I've only played through the first dungeon with the giant green Chew as the boss. If anybody watched me do the speedrun, they're like, wow, you're playing incredibly slow right now compared to what you usually do. No, I don't need that. It's like, usually I will probably have 4 Deku Sticks and I'll stop collecting them after that, just because I know 4 is what I need to kill Goma. Or 3, whatever it is. I think it's 3, actually, but I usually just stop there, but here I figure, why not? Because the other thing is, like, really, after you beat Goma, you're not really using Deku Sticks between now and when you would get the upgrade, and since the upgrade completely refills you, and at 20, you're probably fine for the rest of the game, including Spirit Temple. So it's a weird balance, because it feels like 10 is never enough, and 20 is way too many. So you'd almost expect it to go 10, 15, 20. I feel like 15 would be a good amount, but... That's a heart, by the way, in case anyone was curious. Lots of hearts and recovery hearts and chests in this particular dungeon, which is a bit weird. But, yeah, it's fine. Oh, for crying out loud. Come on, up you get. Hi. Oh, well, I didn't even aim at him, but it still counted as such. Joke's on you, I already got him. There we go. Sir and or ma'am. Should just be able to run forward and get him every time. I don't know why I didn't do it that time. In order to administer... Oh, now I'm trying to remember how the guy in Big Brother said it wrong for the coup d'etat. I know he says the coup de grace, not the coup d'etat, but... unsurprisingly, Big Musclehead did not know any French whatsoever, and as a result got it, like, way wrong. I think he was like the coup d'eat, or something like that. It was like... No, it's French. If something has, like, a spelling where it has, like, weird sets of consonants and vowels together, it's probably French. Hope you all are ready for some Division, because it's time to look at an eyeball with a Division sign in it. Let's see if I can at least do this correctly. At least got that real quick. Multiply at it. Yeah, well, there we go. We multiplied it with 4 sticks to the head. 2 times 2 times eyeball equals dead. I bet Common Core doesn't teach that. Thank. Honestly, all the child bosses, the first 3 are pretty easy. The only one that's got like a slight bit of challenge to it is Baronade. Even then, he's not that hard. And if for whatever reason you're particularly bad at fighting Baronade, I think you can have like 9 hearts going in there, 8 hearts. Like, you can have a bunch of hearts. You get way more than you think you'd be able to. Because I think if done correctly, you can get like 12, almost 13, I think, going into the Forest Temple. It's insane. Yeah, and that's true. There's also pots in that one. I guess Goma drops the eggs, potentially, and they can drop items. And then King Ding Dong has... I don't think there's anything in his room, but I would say he's actually probably the easiest. I know you can kill Goma in 1 round, but like I still think if we're taking somebody's first fight into account, I'm going to say Ding Dong is the easiest one. For me, anyway. But, you know, your mileage may vary. I think those 2 are the easiest pre-adult bosses. Easiest one for adults is probably Volvagia. If you know that you can hang on the side after you like do the whack-a-mole part and never take a hit, then it's laughably easy if you know that. If we're not taking that into account, it's still probably Volvagia. It's still probably Volvagia. I think the only one that might have a chance to be on par with that would be the Twinrova. I never found Twinrova to be too particularly hard, except that one time that the game glitched and her attack went through my shield. The only thing difficult about that one is like trying to get the weird finagling of the mirror shield to have the ice beam hit the fire one or vice versa in phase 1, but phase 2 is laughable. Yeah, Morph is pretty easy. Hook shot it, hit it into a corner, and then just quick spin it until it dies. Bongo Bongo, honestly, your mileage may vary quite a bit. There have been times where I've destroyed Bongo Bongo, and like less than 20 seconds destroyed Bongo Bongo, and then there's been other times where I like just straight up got completely mutilated by it. Phantom Ganon is moderately hard, and it is not because of the fight, it's because the arena's too small. And so sometimes whenever you fire one of the little things back at him, it just like goes off into a random direction. This can also be proved by the fact that Ganondorf does the exact same thing, and I never have a problem with Ganondorf, and the room is bigger. So I think I put it up to the arena being weird. Yeah, they also deal a lot of damage too. But it's not hard to tell what you're supposed to do in either phase. Like, obviously, when he comes out of the painting, you're supposed to shoot him. Obviously, when he shoots the little thing, you're supposed to, you know, throw it back at him. Like, that's all obvious. But do not grieve for me. Sorry, who are you? If only we had a chainsaw. Or a flamethrower. I guess we get fire arrows later and come back, but, you know. I think this was like 4 or 5 years ago, but I actually got somebody on, I think it was Etsy, I don't remember where off the top of my head, to make a set of the spiritual stones, and I gave it to the friend I mentioned earlier for Christmas one year. I usually get him Zelda stuff. And I believe he still has the Zora Sapphire in his keyring. So the good news is the Deku Tree is now dead, and we don't have to hear any more monologues. The problem is, now that he's gone, somebody else has got to carry the torch. And I get that's supposed to be him getting, like you know, a petrified tree. It looks like he got turned to stone. That looks like gray, not the typical blackish color of petrification. But we're also working with N64 graphics, so what are you going to do? How could you do a thing like that? It was very easy. He would not stop talking. It was extremely easy. I'm aware that is pot calling the kettle black. And now, like all American rejects, we get to move along. And get interrupted again. I wonder if this is the game that causes me to use ellipses as much as I do in my writing. Because there's a lot here. And I'm bad about using commas as well. But I also pause a lot in my speech because I try not to do, like, a lot of ums and uhs and, you know, like the little filler words that you throw into sentences while you're thinking of the next word that you're supposed to say. But a lot of people also are not comfortable with pregnant pauses, as it were. Streamers can get away with that a little bit more, but in typical conversation, it's... I'm not going to say frowned upon, but, you know, people want to get their thoughts out as quickly as possible, and while somebody else is speaking, of course, they're thinking about how they want to respond, and so... As a result, speech goes pretty fast, and that's one of the reasons why it's hard to learn a second language in proper speech. Learning how to write it and hear it and understand it is one thing. Learning how to speak it at, like, normal speed, well, normal for them, is a completely different animal. We're free from the cutscenes. He lied because we're about to get interrupted by the owl here, so that's fun. Look up here. I'd rather not. I look down when I walk anyway, and who'd want to look up while they walk anyway? Because one, that's a very good way to just crash into something you're not paying attention to. And two, that's, at least right now where the sun is, you're just going to blind yourself. Have a little respect for your eyes, okay? Alright, off we go. Again, for anybody that doesn't know the air quote speedrunning strats, though, this is less for speedrunning and more for, like, actual quality of life. Running backwards is faster than walking forwards. The big point of this, though, is it pretty much guarantees that you'll make it to the castle in time, because if you walk, I believe you can make it, but you cut it pretty dang close in not getting there before the bridge goes up. And if that happens, then you're going to have to sit out here and wait till nighttime, and nobody wants to do that. It is a good idea for it to be nighttime going in here, but you want to be able to get into the castle. So we'll sit here and wait for the bridge to go up. Well, I only got one of them for some reason, but there's 60 up there, but I'll live. It's not that big a deal. I think he's here. Yes, he is. Bad Piter. I'll probably go, like, not in order at all. Out of order. I don't know why my brain wasn't thinking of the word out. I'll probably be going very out of order with stuff, just as a general warning. So we'll take Richard and move on our merry way. I've had that specific little scene right there be kind of finicky, where I think if he's too far away from you, even if he is following you outright, it still won't give it to you. Oop, I missed. What do you mean you missed? That's from Daddy Daycare, for anybody that didn't know. I know Icarus and I quote that line a lot. Which, what do you mean you missed, actually isn't the line, but, you know. The line is, he has like this innocent smile and goes, well, what does that mean? And the guy's like, I missed! And then his face just drops. Talk about movies that had disappointing sequels. For like a family movie, that was actually a pretty good movie. Daddy Daycare. Daddy Day Camp, if you haven't heard of it, there's a good reason why. It's a very good reason why. It's not good. Alright, do a little bit of speedrunning trickery here. I always thought you had to get caught to make Malon appear. It basically, like, if the Hyrule Castle area gets reset at all, then she reappears. So literally just leave and come back and she'll be there. And then you don't have to go up the vine and all that junk. It's easier to do that. Hi, Malon. Sure, why not? I've always felt like Malon should be like, if Link has to pick between all the girls and Darunia for who he should wed when he's an adult, it should probably be her. Like, Zelda comes with too much baggage. We all know that. Darunia, no thanks, I'm good. Ruto, a princess, so again, also, your mileage may vary in baggage. And she's a little stalkery / hot and cold a la Katy Perry in how she acts and reacts around you. Not so much as an adult, but as in a kid. Yeah, absolutely. Naboru's hot, but, you know, again, mileage may vary. Because she is the second in command, so while not outright a princess, she does have a leadership role. And presumably with Ganon out of the picture, she's going to be the big one. Also true, the age gap, though it may just be that they didn't want to change the model. However, she doesn't... I believe her model stays the same between adult and kid, but she was also in prison for X amount of years, and she could just also be at an age where it doesn't really visibly show as much. Because, you know, at a certain age, you just stop, at least height-wise, growing. Sure, you might get gray hairs or wrinkles or whatever, but height-wise, you're going to stay roughly the same once you hit a certain point. Alright, let's wake up Mario here. This is another good reason that it benefits to have it being night whenever you get into Hyrule Castle proper, is by the time that you go through that little set right there... Oh, right, I need to talk to him again. Now we can see the poop stain on his butt there. Or maybe it's a flap, you know, like the onesie pajamas have. I remember we tried to, like, toggle that last time and couldn't manage it, so... For anybody that wanted to see a middle-aged man's poop stain, congratulations, and you're welcome. Also, if he was going to go deliver milk, how do you end up, like, over on the side here? Did they just tell him to store it over here and weren't going to bother helping, or what? Because, like, presumably whenever you go to the castle to deliver something, unless they're actually, like, taking it from you, you're probably going to be in the castle. They're not going to store it outside, even if it is in crates. Not for milk, anyway. This part's always fun. At least we get to see the statue of the king that looks slightly like Samus Aran from certain angles. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that. Yeah, that one right there. I think it's the mask slash visor. And it looks a lot like Samus's. I'll wait for that guy to move a little bit more. Man, these are in a really bad spot. I'm gonna wait for both of them to pass, actually. Again, we're not speedrunning here, so it's not exactly like we have to go at, high velocity here. Dude, you could have moved a little farther than that. I thought they were supposed to move, like, all the way up to basically the end, like, where that guy is, except, yeah, like a few steps back from where he is now. Maybe they changed that. I honestly thought that second guy was going to catch me with how fast he was catching up to the other guard. I wonder if they actually can catch each other, like they don't go on the same... they're not set to move the same distance within the same amount of time. It'd be interesting. Alright, back to cutscenes. So feel free, again, ask anything you like while we're sitting through this and looking at her tennis ball green eyebrows again. I guess to be fair, the last time we played this game was, I think, Icarus Plays. I don't think it was a speedrun. And for anybody asking, yes, Majora's Mask is absolutely on the list. Do you really think I would, like, let her get away with not playing my favorite game of all time? Yeah, there's no way that's going to happen. And my second favorite she's already played, which is Galaxy, so... Good old Super Mario Galaxy 1. I wish the second game was better. I really do. But, man... It's just not... I think I just prefer bigger stages with a lot of stars, as opposed to, like, smaller stages that only have 3 or 4. I'm not counting green stars in that. Because people want to see all this new stuff. I'm like, I don't want to necessarily see anything that's technically new. I want to be able to go into a later star and be like, oh, I didn't even realize you could get here before. But I guess if you're a repeat player, you probably already know that, but... To me, there's nothing like discovering something, particularly that was right in front of your eyes, that you just didn't notice before. I think that's one of the reasons that I liked, and still do like, Danganronpa so much, is just because, like, when it clicks, you're like, oh, it's so obvious now. Where it's just like, it didn't even occur in your head at all, and then you're like, oh man, I should have gotten that. That's really cool. Maybe that's just the puzzle solver's mind in me, rather than the ooh shiny mind. And I guess also by having less galaxies or less stages, like, I remember a lot of, if not probably all, if I actually sat down and went through them all, I can remember all the galaxies, or at least the majority of them, in Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2, which I will grant you I've played less. So naturally I would remember less, but, like, there's only a few I only, like, kind of remember. Like, the Cosmic Cove is the only one that immediately springs to mind of, like, yeah, I remember that one. That one, let's see what else I can remember. Yoshi Star, Chompworks, Grandmaster, obviously, Flash Black, the one with the light flashing mechanic. I can't remember the name, but it's the second stage of Mario 64. Like, there's not many I remember. Maybe at some point I'll stream that. Maybe we'll do an Icarus Plays on that one, and then also, like, we'll alternate stars. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I already have a next project set in mind, so we'll finish up Walking Dead, and then I know what we're doing next after that. It'll be something a little bit less gory and whatnot. It'll be an E for everyone game. Because I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, which is fine. I totally get that. And while I do like gore, like, the reason I played the series was for the story. Because unsurprisingly, as somebody that does a lot of writing, the thing I pay the most attention to is the story. Who could have possibly seen that coming? Good story and tight controls will trump graphics every single time. Every single time for me. I'm sure it will be helpful to you. They say it's a letter, but like the way that it's shown there makes it look like it's one of those little things that you put on a table to reserve it. It's just a bit taller than those, that's all. Hi, Empa. That's also fair. The Galaxy games can get disorienting. I felt that way my first time playing Sunshine and getting used to the FLUDD mechanics. That was another gripe I had with Galaxy 2. They took out my favorite power-up. They took out the Boom Mushroom. They also took out the Ice Flower. I mean, technically the Boom Mushroom is in the game, but you use it for one single level. One single, like, star. Not in one galaxy you use it a couple times. Like, literally just a singular star. And it's like, man, if you're going to use it that little, why even bother? Yet they kept the Spring Mushroom in. Why? I don't know. I guarantee you there is not a single soul that has played the Galaxy games thought, you know what my favorite power-up is? The Spring Mushroom. That's my favorite power-up. Not a soul. Literally nobody. If you're saying that, you're saying it just to get people mad. And no other reason. You've learnt the Sonata of Awakening. Oh wait, that's the wrong game. Even though that's not the first song you learn in Majora's Mask either, it's the Song of Time. Awakening is the first, like, warp one you get, so for what little that's worth. Or Sonata Awakening is not a warp one, you just have the Song of Soaring. Which I feel like is something that gets overlooked, and one of the reasons why I like Majora more than Ocarina. Ocarina, you just get different warp songs. Majora's Mask is like, no, we'll just give you a single song, and you can use that to warp to any point you've unlocked. Way easier. Alright, this time I'm not going to be stupid. I'm actually going to go back and do the slingshot thing first. Because normally what people do here is they just reset, and then they go to get Saria's song and the Deku Stick upgrade. Which is fair, because it's kind of obnoxious that you have to, like, immediately go and do that before... Because, I mean, you could go to Kakariko Village and do all that, but you're going to get stuck in a dead end. So it's the best time to do that. It's the best time to get Epona's song. It's the best time to get the Sun song on your way there. Like, there's a lot you do before you go to Ding Dong's Cavern. I don't think we can do that yet, so I will skip it for now. I guess you also could do it later, when you come back for Din's Fire, sure. However, it's probably worth getting the upgrade now. Nope, I missed. I was doing really well, too. There's like a sweet spot in this where basically you don't have to aim up and down if you can get it there, where it's high enough to be able to get the high ones and low enough to be able to get the low ones. It's really not that hard, I just sucked the first time I did it. It's like, I know you have a limited amount of shots, but like, unless you're just wildfiring, you're probably fine, honestly. I don't think I've ever run out of ammo on that. Like, truthfully, I don't think I have. Alright, and now we reset. So yes, your screen was in fact supposed to go black there. You're welcome. No. Quit defaulting that to yes, man. If I hit no the first time, I'm going to hit no again. I'm not big on like, I get why. It's funny, because, like, I do get why some people like it on. But to me, instead of putting me in the immersion, because it's like, wow, the ground's rumbling and my controller's rumbling, it takes me out of the immersion, because I'm like, why is it, oh, right, my controller's rumbling because there's something's going on. Like, it takes me out of what's going on, honestly. I've always said one of the reasons I like video games is because I like having the kinesthetic in my hand. You know, like, being able to do something. That's why I don't like watching movies that much, is because, you know, my hands aren't working, and it feels like my hands should always be working, and that's why I like writing, because I'm typing. My hands are working even if I'm just looking at a screen, you know. Something else is going on. And I completely lost track of what I was saying. Fuck. It was something important, too. I guess I should have gotten Saria's song first, but I didn't want to forget this, and I usually do. Man, what was I saying of being taken out of the immersion? It was something to do with being taken out of the immersion for it. But I guess it's, yeah, it's, while I do like having the kinesthetic, you know, like, something in my hands, I don't want to be reminded of that while I'm, like, hyper-focused on something else. Hyper-focused, probably, just focused in general, not so much hyper-focused, but the point still stands. It just feels too much like a distraction otherwise. Because, like, when you get in the zone for whatever you're doing, whether it's something that's audio, you know, sound-based and listening, if it's touch-based and typing or using a controller, if it's sight-based and watching something, it's not usually other things that are that same sense that will take you out of it. Like, if you're very intently watching a movie, for example, it's probably not another sight that's going to take you out of what's going on. It's probably going to be a touch or, you know, a taste, a smell. It'll be another sense that will take you out of it, because that sense wasn't being used at the time. I don't know if that's actually true, but that's the case for me. And I could see an argument being made for that, because it makes sense. Alright, so that's that. Alright, fine. I don't like this minigame. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna cheat on this. Hold on. Like, I could if I focused really hard. The issue here is we don't want to be here all night doing this. So it's fine. Up a right. This is pretty much, like, I'll just type out each letter left. So, like, I have on my notepad UARL for up a right left, up a right left, and then D is down. Up. Up a right left up. It's also a hassle that you have to do this 3 times. I think in the 3DS version you only have to do it once. They just go all the way to 8 and then stop. Because, like, that is not worth your time for a rupee, and doing 6 is not worth 5. A up left. I think that's the start of one of the Warp songs. Well, not anymore. A, up, left, up. R. Which is weird, because, like, I'm usually pretty good with, like, I'm not going to say memorization in general, because that's not true. But I'm pretty good at forming patterns in my head, but for whatever reason on this one, it just does not happen. A... I thought I didn't hit it for a minute there. Up, left, up, right, down. Allard. Not to be confused with Alucard. You got a bloopy! One more time for everyone in the back row, even though it's not the same songs. Left, right, left. Nice and easy. Left, right, left. Watch it just be left, right, left, right, left, right. That'd be amazing. Nope. No dice. I've never seen one that's been like an exact mirror or anything like that where it's 2 sets of 4. It's probably set to not do that. But it also could just be pure random, and you know, it's just low odds that that would ever happen. Left, right, left, down, A. I had to stop myself there because I almost started with R. Or right, rather. Down. Oh, well, this is sort of a pattern. Left, right, left, down, A, down. LRL dad. Left. Somebody can take that as a username if they want. Left, right, left, dad. He's just not really sure what political side he's on. Left, right, left, down, A, down, left. This feels like something that someone would put into the Scarecrow song and then promptly forget it. Which is why you just make really easy Scarecrow songs, because why would you not do that? Alright, let's see if I can get this right. Left, right, left, down, A, down, left, A. Cool. No, I will not apologize for cheating a second time. Because if I hadn't, we would have been there for 30 minutes and no one would have wanted to watch it. So, you're welcome for doing you a favor. It would have been a pain in the butt. Though to be fair, people that complain about doing that in like a casual playthrough are probably the same people that complain about using the Lens of Truth to get the Piece of Heart. And like, I've seen people do that. I know in randomizers, if you get really unlucky, you have to do that, but like, that just sounds awful. Especially with how my luck is, that sounds absolutely awful. Alright, let's go fight our first Wolfos. The most deadly mini-boss the game has ever seen. That was called a lie. Hi, Wolfos. And he's gone. Jump attack kills him in one hit. On the tail, anyway. Just do that. It's way easier. That works. I'm just ducking into those alcoves to grab the rupees in case someone was wondering what I'm doing right there. Alright. Fine. You could kill them, they might drop hearts, they might drop money, but you know what? It is still important to knock them out of their little things, though, because I know if you get a little too greedy there, it actually is pretty easy for you to get killed. Oh, and reason why not for Saria, she'll always be a kid, and you'll be an adult, and that would be awkward. Like, I know mentally, I assume mentally that they don't stay kids, but physically they are going to still be kids. So I assume that part of the lore is true. Because there's an interesting fan theory, and I actually kind of agree the answer is probably no, that it's not true. Of the whole, if the Kokiri leave the forest, that they're going to die, and because Link's not a Kokiri, it's fine that he leaves. However, in the end game, like in the ending cutscenes, they're all at Lon Lon Ranch partying, which is outside of Kokiri Forest, and you could argue that's not in canon, sure. I guess no, it would be in canon depending on which timeline you go with. But even if we strike that from the record, I could see the Deku Tree doing that just to preserve the safety of, you know, the Kokiri. So I feel like they could totally leave if they wanted to. I'm surprised they didn't go back into their little houses here. They usually do. Nope, nothing. Thought I'd check at least once. Or twice if they're going to get in the way. Nope, no dice. Okay. No bottle, so not going to bother with the Fairy Fountain. We'll just skip that. I am not going in there to heal for half a heart. Alright, so let's see. Inside of Forest, or not Forest Meadow, Lost Woods. Oh my gosh, the stupid owl. I think it's just Skull Kid, Heart Piece. For now, that's all I can do. If I decide to do the Happy Mask stuff, I'm going to do it all in one hit before I go and pull the Master Sword. Because I don't want to be doing piece by piece. I'd rather just knock it out all in one go. So I'm not going to worry about that for the time being. We'll go and do that later. So we will skip on that. There's nothing in just straight up Kokiri Forest to do. So that will probably push us towards Lon Lon. Because I don't have bombs, so I can't get the thing that's near the whatchamadoohickey. I mean, technically I could go and get some of the heart pieces that are in the Gerudo area, the one that's behind the waterfall and then the one that's in the box. I could go get those. I probably will. It's not a speedrun, but this could be an interesting way of being like, hey, if you're having an issue with Dungeon 3 for whatever reason, which you probably aren't, but let's say you are, health-wise, and you don't want to use fairies, here's how to get more hearts. You can have a crap load of hearts going in here if you want. I'm pretty sure you can only have like 5, maybe 6 for Dungeon 2. The bombs give you a lot, to be fair. Hello, Mr. P-Hat. I'm just going to ignore you. He's usually one of the first things I kill in Majora's Mask for a piece of heart, is the P-Hat that's in Termina Field that you can only kill during the day. They don't die during the night. I don't remember why that's a thing. In this game, they're just not awake during the night, but they're actually invincible. Like, they can still take hits, but they have an infinite health bar. Very bizarre. So yeah, we can fly the chicken to get 2 more. We could get another one from fishing. Fishing as a kid's not too hard. The adult one sucks, but there's a strategy to that, and I'm not referring to the sinking lure, I'm referring to another thing. There's another strategy where, like, you still have to get it to bite the hook, but basically if it bites the hook and you catch it, you don't have to, like, struggle with it at all. You can just straight up pretty much have it fall directly into your lap, which is way, way easier. So you don't have to use the sinking lure trick of finding it and then talking to the guy a couple times, and then he'll let you get away with using it. I could never seem to get that to work for whatever reason the times I tried it. Like, I could still find the sinking lure and I'd talk to him and he would mention it, and I would just keep talking to it, and I know there's like a specific line where he's like, I guess you can use it. Something like that. It's not that verbatim, but pretty similar. Kind of wish it was the daytime we could hear the Gerudo Valley music, but oh well. If it's playing, I can't hear it either way, so I've got the TV just turned down low so the mic won't get any reverb. But I have it all up here in my head, so. Alright, if we do this right, we can get these both in one hit. However, I'm usually not very good about being able to grab the Kuko in time. And a trick if you don't want to throw him is you can hit R to shield. Nope, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. I mashed B too much and therefore slashed him by accident. Oh well. To be fair, the window's pretty small there. You gotta get him pretty fast, so I probably would have missed him regardless. Not the end of the world. Alright, well, since I gotta make that loop again, I will wait until we do the second loop, and then I will go and get the fishing one done. It's fun to do all the side quest stuff now in its own way, though, because then when you get to be an adult, like, you just go from temple to temple, almost. Like, sure, there's some stuff you do, but, like, between fire and, or between forest and fire, you can upgrade the bow once, and that's about it, really. There's not that much to do with the bow in terms of pieces of heart. It's just getting the heart piece from doing the minigame. That's about it. Which is weird for an item that's so vital. Like, I consider that one of the better items in the game, or at least one that you use pretty frequently. To me, it's probably, in no particular order, it's probably bombs, bow, hookshot / long shot, and ocarina. Which is why I recommend when people play Water Temple on the non-3DS platforms of, like, don't keep going in to switch your items around too much if you can avoid it. So, like, always have the hookshot, long shot on, because you know you're going to need it a bunch in that temple. Always have the ocarina on, because you're going to be switching the water a fair bit, and then alternate between bombs and bow, because while they're still used semi-frequently, they're not used as much as those other two things are. So, those are the ones you interchange. Don't bother putting anything else on. Don't bother with the Deku Nuts. Don't bother with, you know, all the other... I guess there's not that much at the point, but, like, don't bother with the hammer, not that you would. The only time someone would throw the hammer on is probably for the Dark Link fight, but don't bother with the spells. I don't ever think I've actually used... not Neighbor's Love. Furor's Wind. I don't think I've ever gotten into a position where I actually used that one. Neighbor's Love, yes. Din's Fire, yeah, you have to, but... Can do without Furor's Wind, thanks. Which I guess is fine, since I like red and blue more than green. I like all three of those colors, but yeah, blue's gonna win out over red and green. I probably should make, like, official team colors for all the people we have on stream. I know Harmless Sky would be green, I would be purple, obviously. I don't know what Icarus would pick. She would normally pick purple, but if I'm going to pick purple, and it's my stream, so I can do what I want. I don't know what else she would pick after that. I think it'd be more fun than doing the typical, like, red, yellow, green, blue colors. If that was the case, I'd pick blue. That would leave her with yellow or red. I feel like she'd probably pick red between the two, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so as we go to fishing, I'm trying to think what else we could do prior to going to Kakariko, since that's where we're supposed to head anyway. I know we can get the bottle there, we can do the Dompe game there, I know that. I'm trying to think any other Hyrule Field areas. Oh, I was like, what in the world? That's not the magic of the getting the extra magic. That's not for a little bit, at least. I think this might be all we can do for the time being before going into Kakariko. We can't get into Gerudo. It'll be everything here. It'll be everything in the Deku. I think it's just here in the Lon stuff. So the bottle there, a couple Skulltulas, piece of heart, that kind of thing. So again, I don't think you can do the Bomb Chew minigame until you do the bomb, or until you have the bombs, I think. Alright, we'll see how this goes. The biggest problem you can have with this, at least for my money's worth, is the, like, the big fish always starts in the same position, as both a kid and an adult, but if you fail to catch it, it kind of moves its position to an incorrect area, and that will screw it up. That's the one I want. I'm just going to hold it right here. So it's pretty much the same trick for getting the adult one, is obviously cast, and basically just like wiggle it a bunch to really get his attention. He ain't having it today, though. But then you'll stop. It'll still have his attention on it, but you'll stop right before he gets to you, and then he'll grab it, and then you just make the line hook on him, and then he'll just be right there. Again, that's more of a problem for the adult one than the kid one. The kid one he'll still fight back, but he's not near as bad as the adult one. The kid one, you pretty much just hold back into the left or back into the right, whichever you prefer. And it'll take a little bit of time, but he'll come home to daddy eventually. Relax, you're getting put in a tank. I'm not going to eat you. If this was real life, I would eat you, sure, but... Yep. And again, always in the same spot, as a kid and as an adult. And no, I will not be going for the Hylian Loach. Forget that. Not gonna happen. Hi. Weigh my fish. Thanks. There we go. Actually, remember this time, usually I'll weigh in the fish and then try to leave with the pole, and he'll be like, hey, what do you think you're doing? Be interesting if there was a way to get it. Like, if you got the Hylian Loach instead of just 50 rupees, which is a complete waste, you could, like, fish out here and catch other stuff. I will actually give credit to Twilight Princess on this, which I don't for a lot of things. But having the huge log of fish that you can catch is really cool. It is completely and totally useless, but it's really cool that you can catch all these different things. Pretty much the only time you actually go fishing is at the beginning of the game, because you have to get the bottle and to get the piece of heart, and that's it. That is where it stops. But having that huge log of stuff is really cool. I wonder how... I'm willing to bet probably not a lot of people have actually gone and completed that, but... I'll bet if you just had some time to kill and you really liked fishing, it could be fun. And I do like fishing in real life. The problem is I just don't live near any water / place where I could go fishing. But I also want to catch. I don't want to just fish. I can be patient, sure, but like every time that I've ever gone fishing, we have come back with nothing. And it's just because like there's no fish in the ponds and lakes around here. Alright. We're getting pretty good luck on like the daylight / nighttime stuff. In theory, we could get really lucky. I don't think it's going to happen again, but we could get lucky and get there at a time where the Dompe minigame will be in effect. And just in case we are. So this is going to take me down to 31. Alright, let's go cheat at this game, even though this isn't... It's sort of cheating, but like it's within the game's capability. It's not me opening a notepad or anything like that this time, so... This is less cheating and more smart strategy in my mind. It's kind of like that guy on the game show that figured out that there were 2 spots on the roulette wheel that the whammy never appeared, and he got accused of cheating. I'm like, that's not really cheating, though. That's just they have a faulty board and didn't realize that. And as a result, it made it incredibly easy for him to do that. I feel bad for that guy knowing what happened to him afterwards, but, you know... Because that was the same strategy, well, a similar strategy that the guy on... I'll remember in a second. My brain wants to say Wheel of Fortune, that's not right. Bob Barker used to host it. It's Drew Carey now. But that one where he got, like, the prize exactly correct, and it was like, yeah, Price is right, there we go, thank you. It's like, yeah, he didn't cheat. It's just like, he spent an insane amount of time, like, memorizing and, like, noting all the prizes that were shown, so he made a really good guess. That's all it was. He actually played it completely legit. I don't think it's any of these. Hey, you. Nope. I think there was one in there. I saw like a flash of white. I think he was literally in that hay bale and I could not see him. Nope. I want to try again. I already said no. Alright, fine. We'll do it anyway. My price for cheating was not only did I fail, but then the game cheated me. No, don't throw it over there. At least, like, I'll throw them in the same area. I'm gonna assume he's over here somewhere. There we go. Couldn't beat it by cheating, but when I played it fair, no problem. How'd you like the Mayor Malin? I hit B, so I don't know if that's confirming yes or backing out of the thing entirely and saying no. It's Schrodinger's wedding proposal. It is both yes and no. Also, not going to be mentioning names for obvious reasons, but somebody I know had a younger sister who... And I have no problem with the female proposing the male. That's totally fine. I don't care on that front. But the way that they did it was by giving them a card that said, "Would you marry me? Yes or absolutely." That feels a little... That's got a little bit of date rapey vibe to it, of like, you can't say no. It's like, you are well within your rights as a human being to say no. If you are not ready or do not want to, you have the right to say no. They cannot take that away from you. Especially when said person in question said, like, yes, I do want to eventually, but I want to finish college first. And it's like, that is a perfectly viable reason. In fact, I mean, technically all reasons are viable. If it's just you don't feel comfortable with marriage, whatever, that's fine. But yeah, don't do things like that where it's like, oh, we're jokingly saying you don't have a choice. But we're kind of also saying, like, actually, you don't have a choice. That's creepy. Don't do that. Because that's not even funny as a joke, truthfully. That's... That's showing if you're not going to allow them to make a decision before you're married, that after you're married, you're not going to get any true input on decisions. Alright, with that, I think we're good to go to Kakariko. I don't think there's anything else that we can do at this exact moment. With the Dampe one, we'll get 6 hearts total. Again, I'm not going to go back for the mask. I think the Dampe one is the only one we've got left for pieces of heart between now and then. No, we have the backflipping one. Don't worry, you can backflip off the side of the canyon. We can do that one. The Goron you blow up, I'm pretty sure he upgrades your bomb bag. I don't think he gives you a piece of heart. Pretty sure he doesn't anyway. It's been just long enough that I don't truly remember everything. And also, usually I don't go for everything. Like, I kind of just go for what I need. Or I'm doing a 3-heart run or whatever. Truthfully, the more I've go back and continue to think about doing the Twilight Princess 3-heart run, I'm just reminded of how much I liked the game more. Though I will say, if they re-release it again, because I'm not counting Wii U, re-releasing on Wii U was a terrible decision, as it was with Wind Waker. I'm glad they did it, but it was still not a great decision, just because that particular system. I think that's the one fatal flaw of the HD remake for Wind Waker. I think it's that it's on... Oh, that's bad. I think that it's on Wii U is the worst part. It makes the boomerang really hard to control, but, like, almost every other gripe I had with Wind Waker got fixed in that game. But because it's on Wii U, I almost would say they're equal in terms of which one you would play. And the fact that the original had that many gripes with it... Of course, the problem is, like, yes, it has sections that are obnoxious, but, like, if the Wii U gamepad controller is bad, like, you have to deal with the controller for the entire game. Like, you can't just not use the controller. You can't will it with your mind. So, that is a bit of a problem. Alright, now that we're in the village and time has stopped moving, I'm going to grab the... Well, first, I'm going to readjust my chair. There we go. I'm going to grab all the Skulltulas first, because I believe most of these are only available at night, if not all. This one I'm not 100% sure if he's night only or not, but most of them are. Oh, the one that you can jump off to get to the roof, too. I totally forgot about that piece of heart. That's one you're not supposed to get till, like, way later in the game, but everybody just gets it now, because why wouldn't you? Oops. I'm trying to remember who I was watching play the Master Quest version of this game where you take double damage and they got killed by a gold Skulltula. Which sounds funny, but like when you think about it, if you're not being careful, because they got killed by the one in the Deku tree that's in the room with the compass, but like, because you take double damage, a gold Skulltula does 2 full hearts of damage. When you only have 3 hearts, that's a lot. That's at absolute most if you're at full health, that's 66% of your health. So it's like, I can kind of see why that happened. It's still funny, but like, I can have a little bit more sympathy now. Oh, and the cow one. We can get the cow one, too. Forgot about that. Alright, so we got that one. There's the one in the construction area, and then there's the one that's actually on the side of that house. What do we have for tokens? Yep, we're good. Okay. I usually have it in my head to where I can get 10 by the time I've picked off everything I can reach in Kakariko. And yes, I know you can get that one without using the slingshot. You can get it with the sword by standing over there. It's really awkward. And so I just prefer not to. So when you pull out your sword and like you step back, he steps back a little bit, and that will usually cause you to hang off the side again. And it's, nope, not trying to do that. Trying to kill this thing. So, slingshot works fine. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and grab the reward and move on. Always go left. I don't know why. Especially considering that's the location for the one that's the 21. And that's the worst reward out of all of them because it's the rumble thing. I guess if you have rumble turned on, phenomenal. But I don't, and I don't care anyway. Thanks to randomizers, I now know where a few secrets are that, like... I never knew where they were because they weren't anything important, but in a randomizer they could be. And even without, it's still stuff that's good to know, where it's like, oh, that's like where 200 rupees is. That's really good, actually. Yeah, I don't see him out here. That's a bummer. Yeah, and you know what? The more I'm thinking about it, we should be able to get there with 7 hearts, I'm pretty sure. If I can go get Dampy, which I probably will. I think this one's the shield. I don't remember which is which, but I do remember which grave to pull. Yeah, this is the shield. Cool. You got a thing. Your frames dropped like mad. It really didn't like going in the graveyard, did it? I don't think I have anything else open that's causing that issue. Move my mic a little bit. Apparently moving the mic was the answer. Okay, cool. I like my first answer more of it didn't like the graveyard. And then I believe it's this one. Could be off by 1. Nope, I was correct. I think we need a Sun Song to get that first. Not for the Redead specifically, but I think you actually do need it for... I think you have to play the song. There we go. I was hitting the buttons too fast, and so it wasn't registering my early notes. Bring on down the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. I really don't like that song. I don't know why I made that reference. There we go. I was trying to set my drink back down and I kept setting it on the TV remote. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Welcome to the royal family's tomb. We have set you a challenge. Kill the bats in this room. We don't know why it's the challenge, but it is. So it's fine. Royalty was not often known for its intelligence anyway. Typically just a lot of inbreeding, which caused a lot of mental and physical problems, as one would imagine. Sorry if it bugs anybody watching me jump into the green slime goop, but it's just... You'll take less damage doing that than fighting a Redead, almost assuredly. Before you have any... Because you don't really have any proper range outside the Deku Sticks, and you also don't have this yet to freeze them, so... Keep the Sun Song in your heart. I will, because it's very helpful. One of those not required, but probably recommended songs. I think it's the only non-required song, actually. I guess most of the Warp songs aren't technically required, but, like, you're going to get them regardless. Like, the water one is right after you get the iron boots, and you do have to get those, so. Calm them with the Sun Song. I'll think about it. Alternatively, I could just completely ignore them. I could also do that. I think I have an idea for what I'm going to do for the Dampy thing. I think I'm going to, like, skip it for a very small second. Also, welcome, Aztec. We're doing some lax Ocarina here. I've started semi-recently, so... We've yet to do Ding Dong's Cavern, which is where we're slowly headed. I'm going to pass on the Dampy Heart piece for the time being, because A, I don't want to sit here and wait, because that would be a pain in the butt. And two, I don't have a lot of money, but there's a spot I can get money semi-quickly and also let time pass. So that seems the most reasonable thing to do. It's going pretty well. I'm enjoying my night off of work. Normally I would be on shift for another, like, 4 hours or so. So I'm enjoying not doing that right now. I told this story a little bit earlier, but this is the Collector's Edition version on Gamecube that's got Zelda 1, 2, Ocarina, and Majora. And I had it many, many, many years ago, and still had the case and lost the game somewhere. And I picked up a copy of it this last Christmas because my friend wanted a copy, and I also wanted to get a new copy. So I didn't have all the save data at the time. So I just figured, well, let's put some save data on my memory card here. Might as well. You are just in time to watch me if you've not seen a Zelda randomizer before. This isn't a randomizer, but this is a trick from one that you can use to get a piece of heart early. I'm actually going to do the Kuko thing first, though. But this is not a piece of heart you're supposed to be able to get until not too much later, but this is a little bit faster. And I'll probably still show how to do it normally, because I'll be coming back here for the Dampy heart piece. But for now, we'll grab the second bottle. Baffling how quickly you get the first 3 bottles in this game. Even before you turn into adult, you can still get them all. Oh yeah, so you probably already know this trick if you've seen a lot of randomizers. Of using the Kuko to be able to get to the one where the cow is in the little cage. It's that one. I think thus far we have not skipped anything that we could possibly get at this point in a normal run. Because it's feeling like right now, it's not going to be 100%, but it will be all dungeons for sure. Probably all heart pieces and all upgrades. Might go back and do the cow race. Or the race for the cow in your house later on. Might do that. I think that leaves 2. So the downside to doing this is you can often forget one if you played this a lot, because I was just on pure autopilot there. It's like, yeah, just going through the motions. I remember doing this game back in the day as a Let's Play. And you know it was a long time ago because this is when YouTube still had the 10-minute time limit. And this ate up like a third of the video. Now we don't have to worry about that so much more, because that might have been when there was an 11-minute time limit. Maybe. Maybe. But I'm not 100% sure. It was definitely not infinite time limit, though. It was either 10 or 11 minutes was your max. And that was before we did editing, so I didn't speed it up either. I just left it as it was. But, oh, nice, Woodfall. Yeah, I did mention also, because I don't have save file for Majora, is depending on how much time I have in the week, I might go and do Majora as well. And one of these days I'm going to bite the bullet and try a 3-day run. I've done a 3-heart of Majora. I've done a 3-heart on stream of, I believe, every 3D Zelda game, except maybe Breath of the Wild, but I have done that. It's just, I got burnt out on Breath of the Wild for a long time, and then when I felt like playing it again, I didn't do a 3-heart. But I know for a fact I've done Wind Waker, Ocarina, Majora, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword. Those have all definitely been done 3-heart runs before. And a lot of them were a lot of fun, honestly. I will still hold that Twilight Princess is my favorite 3-heart. It made the game better. It straight up made the game better. It was more enjoyable to play. Oops. Come here, you. Up on the ledge. Grab him again, throw him up. Grab him again. I feel like this little beam is smaller than it used to be. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Oh well. Okay, so that's one. Okay, so let's see. Jumping off the side. Getting the Dampy heart piece. I'm trying to think if there's any way not that it matters, I'm not going to struggle, but if there's any way I can get to 7 hearts before starting the second dungeon. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing. Oh, there is. It's a little weird to do, but I think you can do like the little spinning urn thing, can you not? You can do that with the bomb flowers. It's just really awkward because you have to carry it a little ways. Looks like this item doesn't work here. I'm just going to use it again in the exact same position and get a completely different result. Because the definition of insanity does not apply to video games. It really doesn't. Whether that's good or bad, your mileage may vary. And then he does the whole thing, yeah. I mentioned this earlier, we're going to do the Happy Mask stuff all in one hit, so I'm not going to go back for it right now. And even though it's not equipped, I do have the shield from the graveyard, so... Also, he will still give you the spiel, even if you have the shield equipped, and he can see it, and he will still say this to you. And it's not worth going back to get 30 rupees off a shield when you could literally go and get it for free. In Legend of Zelda, is there a % for getting every heart piece? I think most people just see like the percent like in their head of like these are all the things you can do and these are the boxes that have been ticked, and then you just divide number done by how many there are, and that gives you the percentage. There's not an outright thing that says like, oh, you've gotten 63% of the heart pieces, but in theory what you could do is just take the heart pieces. So we'll take Majora's Mask, 52 heart pieces. Yes, I do know that off the top of my head. I know, it's a problem. And we'll say you have 50% of them, so 26, so it'd be 26 out of 50, and then you'd calculate that no percentage. So specifically for the pieces of heart, it would not be that difficult to do. The pieces of heart are always going to be a multiple of 4, so you are less likely to get weird numbers. You're not going to get thirds or anything like that. Though to be fair, if you're doing like a proper speedrun, you're probably not going to be grabbing any pieces of heart because that would slow you down. You'd probably do a 3-heart run. Unless you are like specifically doing a 100% speedrun or a speedrun with all the hearts. But if it's as fast as you can go, you're not grabbing the piece of heart. Even if you're not sequence breaking, you won't be doing that. If you do want to see a 3-heart speedrun, that is on my archive page below. I did that a while back, and it was no like game-breaking glitches, 3-heart run, and it was 7 hours, 45 minutes. It was either a little under 8 or a little under 7. I don't remember which. But that one is archived. That was all the dungeons, that was all the pieces of heart, or not all the pieces of heart, all the dungeons, all the bosses, all that stuff. Might have done all the upgrades. I don't think I did, though. I don't think I did any upgrades. That was a little thing of rupees, too, I was going to use. Is I can get that on the way in and then on the way out as well. And that'll give me a little bit more for Dompy. But in the meantime, let's go make Darunia dance. Had a small pause there because I was looking for blue for the Ocarina of Time, and I'm like, where is it? Straight up did not see it because the Ocarina of Time was not there. Also, I think he's got a red rupee on one of the... Might be as an adult. Don't remember. Nope, just as an adult. Well, that kind of sucks. Okay. It really does not want to register those. Not an old controller or anything, but again, it's just the, waiting for the scale to show up on the required ones sometimes does that. It's freaking good. I think my favorite thing about the cutscene is, like, right here in a second when Link slowly backs away from him right there. That's so good. Reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram. It's true. It really is. Gundam Tanaka would be proud of you. I did have somebody make that, make his scarf for me because I couldn't find it online. I found Hajime's tie, no problem, but I could not find Gundam's scarf. So, now I have that for next winter. Something my depression has all got... Man, if you could cure depression by playing Saria's song... I'm just saying, like, that would be really freaking nice. Of course, that would also mean we could make it rain by playing the Song of Storms. Which would also be really nice. It rained for the first time May 1st. That's the first time this year it has rained here. But it finally did rain. It wasn't like a flood or anything, mind you, but it was a proper rain. And it was very needed. It was really bad. I think even last year, the last time we got rain, not counting that, was like October. So like it was closer to half a year, really. You got the Ron's bracelet. This allows you to turn into Ron Weasley. Whether that's good or bad, again, kind of up to your personal interpretation of Ron Weasley. You will be getting a maroon sweater from your mother for Christmas every day for the rest of your life. Or her life. So, that's something to look forward to, I suppose. We. I never did look into why that that happens, where he spins with the urn, because it's not like he's watching it. But I'm sure it was some messed up effect. But it's really funny, so it's fine. Okay, again, I'm not 100% sure you can do this, so we're about to find out. Yeah, if you timed it right, you probably could do that. It would just... It's a little finicky, that's all. Yeah, you can totally do that without... It's just going to be way easier with proper bomb, because you don't have to keep going to get it. But no, that can be done. Oh, but it didn't give me a prize. Usually, even for the middle one, it gives you something. I think, like, the angry face gives you 1 rupee, the medium one gives you, like, 5, and then the happy one gives you the proper prize. If that's the case, I'm going to give it one more try successfully where I actually get it in there. And if I don't get a prize from it, then I'm going to assume no, I actually do have to wait. There we go. Spin them right round, Charlie. Now see, that one did drop something. I'm not going down there for 3 rupees, mind you, but... It's weird that the middle one didn't drop anything. I don't know why it didn't drop anything, but it didn't drop anything. So, presumably, yes, you can get the piece of heart now? It was a good throw, at least. The camera really does not do you any favors with, like, trying to throw that. It needs to be a little higher when you come into the main room, but oh well. Nope, you can totally get it now. Okay, cool. Let's see if I can do this correctly. You got a blue rupee piece of heart! It's a special type of piece of heart, except it's actually not. It's exactly the same. Alright, so we can get the one that's right before the thing, and then also get the Dompy one as well. So yeah, you can get 7 hearts going into Ding Dong's Cavern. Do you need 7 hearts? No, but you can. Good to know. And then, of course, with the bombs, there's, like, easily you get another full one, and you'll get another full one from the boss. I am, however, going to go ahead and do the dungeon now, because that will give me time to pick up a few more rupees. I'm aware there's only certain spots you can dig up that will actually reveal a reward, and so by extension, there's only so many spots you can check. However, it can be a bit finicky, so the more money I have, the better. And I'm not going to max out my wallet going through Ding Dong's Cavern. I know there's a spot where you can get 40 rupees, so there's that at least, but I'm not worried. No, throw it, you doofus. There you go. Can we blow up the sign? Yeah! Nice. Screw that sign. So hide your signs, hide your cosines, hide your tangents. Don't hide your piece of heart, though. I want those. Alright, so we'll forgo the last one, but now you know how you can get it. And there's possibly another one that you can get that I'm not thinking of, but who knows. I'm really bad about remembering to switch shields there, because there's one room that I will always get hit in, just because I'm too lazy to take out the bats, and I don't want to lose that shield, so... Otherwise, I'd pretty much keep the Kokiri shield on always, because I don't like how this one shields. Where he ducks, like, I do want the shield in front of him to be able to block / deflect. So, the big one's not much help, honestly. Okay, so that's the way we need to go. I think. Alright. Also, if you see me shield to drop the bombs, don't be surprised. Sometimes the angles you have to throw at are a bit weird before you have proper bombs, and so I just don't bother. Yeah, you'll go ahead and kill each other. If you want to get this one, by the way, you don't even need a bomb flower. You can just get one of these guys to come nearby, and then he'll blow up when he dies. Thought I'd mention it. Not gonna bother going... Well, actually, there might be a Skulltula in there. I don't remember if it's the Skulltula or, like, a map compass thing. Oh, the thing caught on fire. Yeah, we can get this now. So yeah, if you're going for the Skulltulas, sure, go in there if you want. Again, there's no true reward for 100 in my mind. It's you get infinite money, but by the time you've gotten to that point in the game, you're not going to need money anymore. So, giant waste of time. 50 is a heart piece. If you're going for full hearts, you want that. So, in my mind, grab as many as you can that aren't too far out of your way. If they are too far out of your way, then it's fine. And then once you get to the point where you'd have the last one in the Desert Colossus, if you don't have 50 at that point, then just go and do the glitch until you get 50. Let's move on. Grab that, go fight some Lysalphos. Hello. Would you like to come fight? Maybe? Oh, you will. Okay. Oh, that's right. They run after one jump attack with the stick. I always forget that. Alright, you can run off. It's always the annoying part of fighting them, is them running away and then deciding to come back and fight again. It's not like they regen health or anything. Yep. Not sure why that pushed me or pulled me towards him, but it did. Oh well. Hi. You could also shield, I was just too lazy. Yeah, it's probably also just because they're cowards. They're kind of portrayed that way in Skyward Sword in particular. When you first fight them, they're like all ready to come beat you up. They're like flexing and whatnot. And then once you damage them, they hide behind their arm shield thing. Pretty sure this is for the compass, but I'm going to double check, make sure there's not a Skulltula in there. Because the map was outside in that first room. Oh, it's just one of these. Okay, well, I'm not interested. Thanks, bye. Map was in the first room, but again, I don't need it, so... Can't be bothered. Hello, Mr. Ding Dong. Don't mind me, just lighting some torches. Be interesting if you had to make them light the torches. It would also take forever because they don't exactly move very quickly, but... Interesting idea. Reminds me of the Melty Molten Galaxy in Mario Galaxy 1 where you have to do that in one of the stars. I think it's the Daredevil star, actually. Nice. Just enough time to spare. Yeah, the map was behind that bombable wall, just there. Pretty sure. If not, no big deal. It's the only area I'm not entirely sure. Again, if the Skulltulas are like in a decent proximity, then they'll bother. But if not, no big deal. Take the damage. It's fine. So that was for the compass. If you really want it, it's there. If not, no one will judge you. We only judge here for bad taste in sandwiches. Also, nice little speedrunning trick, and also because it's a pain to climb each individual thing. Backflip. It beats watching animation for climbing over and over. Yeah, so we'll be pretty good on money by the time we're out of here. Is this the room where I usually lose my shield? Yeah, this is usually the room I lose my shield. I'm too busy screwing around trying to get the statue to push. But that guy usually gets me. If not him, one of the other ones, but it's fine. Yeah, there we go. Freaking bats. Every once in a blue moon, this guy will get me if I'm not being careful, but usually if you just keep running, he can't get you. Alright, onward. To almost getting run over by Spike. Look, Navi, sometimes a kid's gotta learn by just taking a few lumps on the head, okay? Like, sometimes you only learn through experience why doing something is wrong. And hopefully it's not something like first-degree murder, but, you know. I think this is a red. Is it a recovery heart? It's something red. Yep, red rupee. I said we weren't going to max out on money in this dungeon, and we are about to max out on money in this dungeon. So clearly I was wrong. Oh, that was a bad shot. I almost said a bad throw. It was a bad throw. No thanks, not interested. Hard pass. Time to fight more Salphos. You can go run off. I wasn't interested in you. Hi. You can go run off. This arena's a little bit better because it's smaller. But also because the platforms are a little bit smaller, it probably is better that you just shield on this one rather than trying to fancy footwork around them. Since there's less room to maneuver, as they say. Or room to maneuver if you prefer the non-spoonerism. Alright, eye number 1. Eye number 2. And I'm going to go with a Merry Adventure. But more important, it is time for bombs. I always thought it was weird. It was kind of like sort of tucked away there. Like if you're not paying attention, you're just going to run right past it. Hey, from a Dodongo's stomach. Gross. Put that up there. Wonderful. There is a treasure chest at the end of this pathway behind that bombable wall. It is just 5 rupees. If you care, grab it. If you don't, no one will judge you. Hashtag style points. Usually I miss that completely and don't land on the lip of his mouth like that. I think that's the first time I've ever done it. But it looked really cool, so. Go ahead and hit me, yep. It actually makes the animation faster to get hit right there, so it's fine. Oh, that was weird. Usually he'll come after you. I don't know why you did that. That was a bit strange. Alright then. Sorry for the button clicking, but I don't want it to go through a wall. Not that I'll ever need that fairy. No, don't do that. Go to the bombs, dude. Pretty sure there's a skull in here. It can't be a map or a compass, because those would have already been collected by now. So, let's find out. Yep, sure is. That's just the easiest thing to do, is to basically set the bomb at his feet while also walking into him, so he'll wake up and then immediately hit the bomb. I always felt like they were way harder in the 2D games to deal with than the 3D ones. The 3D ones, it's just like, yeah, same strategy, no problem. Ah, there you are. Alright, well, you go ahead and have fun elsewhere. This is faster than pushing the block, so... I'm willing to bet that fairy did not respawn, but that's okay. Oh, he did! Nice. And like I said, he went into the wall. That was the first thing he did. Come here, you. And with that, we are pretty much done the temple. Hi. I saw your shadow coming. I saw your friend, too. Worst assassins ever. I mean, sure, the Dokapon Kingdom assassins wore bright paint, but at least they could actually kill you. All they do is just use Willbind to prevent you from using counter and then just strike you over and over until you died. Wee! It's always fun to do that. Do the little slash attack in midair just so it can change the cutscene slightly. Hi, King Ding Dong. How's it going? How you been? How the wife and kids? Infernal dinosaur. Same thing you did against Queen Goma, jump slash with the Deku Sticks. Let him roll past you, rinse, lather, repeat twice. And that's all she wrote. The only thing that might, and I'm using the term might very loosely here, make this guy slightly more annoying than Goma is just the fact that you cannot one-round him, you have to hit him twice, but... still pathetic. This is why the dinosaurs were extinct. They couldn't win in a sword fight very easily. Not a fun way to go, I imagine. See Gollum for further details. Alright. That's the second kid dungeon down. Now we get to go have Darunia smash us into the ground. Feel free to take that out of context. You know they must have had so much fun doing that. It will make an incredible story. We'll call it The Legend of Groose. I guess I've never tried doing that in Skyward Sword. I've never tried making my file name Groose. How's about you and I become sworn brothers? Absolutely not. He's giving me a promise ring and I do not want it. And to be fair, this is my least favorite looking of the gems. I guess it's supposed to look like a flower, kinda? I don't know, I just like the Zora Sapphire one a lot. And my Kokiri's Emerald has that really cool, like, golden swirl inside of it, so this one would be my least favorite by default. It's still fine, it's just, it's not my favorite. You don't know what he means by sworn brothers, and you probably don't want to know either. God, that shot of his head looks so weird. She will power you up. Yep, she'll give you magic. Which is a bit weird, because it doesn't seem like the Gorons would be very magically inclined. How about a big Goron hug, brother? I would rather slice off my pinky toe. I really would. I'll even pass on the tetanus shot if it means not getting the hug. To be fair, back in what this appears to be time-wise, it would be very common for you to die from tetanus from your own sword by doing something stupid, but let's forget about that. And move on to go grab that magic upgrade. And hopefully I won't forget Din's Fire, but we'll go back for the bomb bag upgrade as well, so no big deal. In fact, you know what? Speaking of bomb bag upgrades, let's just go ahead and get that one right now. The other one, that is. I think there was a mess up in the... I want to say in the original game that, like, if you didn't get this one first, if you got the other one first, you couldn't get it. It was something weird. Oh, there he is. Or, like, even if you actually did get him underneath this little awning and blew him up, he would just be like, you can't stop me from rolling around, even though the sign's there to be like, hey, try and stop me. I'll give you this in praise of your courage. I'll prepare the cannon for you. I appreciate that you can get the bomb bag literally doubled in capacity pretty much the second you get it, though. You have the capacity to, and it will just take you as much time as it does to walk over and get both. Alright, we're maxed on money, so that's good. That'll mean the Dampy thing will be a little bit easier on my poor heart. That's growing old with age. He lied. I could blow that up. Got a chest behind it, 50 rupees, but it would go to waste. It won't fit in your wallet, so let's put it back. We have 51 rupees left in capacity. Could we just drop a green in there? No. No, a little too late. There we go. I know sometimes if you jump, like, with air quote, ideal timing, that can be a little weird right there. Like, he won't do a proper jump. He'll do, like, the little dick jump, as one might say. And so as a result, he just, like, completely whiffs the jump, basically. Alright. No, 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 don't do that yet. Only did the backpedaling to avoid the rocks. And again, I could, like with the Deku Tree, I could just be careful going around these guys, but eh. There we go. It's just easier to just hold up and focus on chat or something else. Just easier. Oh, right, we can go get the Skull Chill over here, too. And, yeah, the Piece of Heart as well. I almost forgot about this one. Meth Downton Crater. Yeah, we got plenty of time here. Plenty of time to go jump in the volcano. Never mind. Of course, to be fair, we actually are about to jump in the volcano, so... It's better to do that than try to outrace the timer. Just take the heart of damage and leave. It's easier. Well, I feel like 2 hours in, we're making pretty good progress on the kid version of things. Let's see, we've got both the slingshot upgrades, one of the Deku Stick upgrades, and one of the bomb upgrades. And we're about to go get the other in a little bit here. And I think most of the pieces of heart that we could have gotten, we have. It's just the Dampy one right now. We can go back and get the one that's in the little square section of fence that's by Lake Hylia. I think that... I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's the 2 going up to Zora's River, but I'm not thinking Zora's River. I'm thinking anything else. There's the other one we can get from the Bombchu game, which again is where the bag is. There's Din's Fire. And I think that truly is it for the time being. And then there'll be another 3 going through Zora's River and Domain. And I usually just pick up Ferora's Wind after the dungeon, not before. And if I'm missing anything else, feel free to let me know. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. I do want time to continue moving here for a second. Is it going up or down? It's going up, wasn't it? Oh, I guess it was nighttime when we were going through here. Okay. So we can't use the sun song to switch it to nighttime because it will be too late. It switches it to midnight, and by that point, Dampy goes to bed. So I'm going to say our best bet is to go ahead and run to... Firstly, to the castle, I would say. The castle will probably be the better of the 2. And get that, and then come back. And time-wise, that should fit. I think going and doing that and also the Hylia one will probably take too long. But we'll see. Don't think there's anything in Kakariko we can do. There's that hidden thing we can explode, but it's just for money, so not going to bother with that. And I think that's either a gold rupee or 50. I want to say it's gold. It's a nice one to pick up like later on when you're low on money, but right now that's not an issue. Maybe we can make it there. You know what? Let's give it a go. And the main reason I say is we'll have to go back to the bazaar anyway for Din's Fire. and line this up a little bit better. There we go. And if I have gone too late, then I'll just go to Hyrule Castle, pick all that up, and then I guess at that point we'll have to sit outside, but it won't be too bad. It's always weird, that little corner over there that sticks out on the bottom right of the map. It's like there's nothing down there. I think there's a Poe, and that's it. I think it literally serves no other purpose. There's like a Poe in one of these trees. That rock might have something under it. I'm pretty sure if it is, it's something you get as an adult. I don't think it's anything you can do right now, but... It's kind of like the top left of the map as well in Hyrule Field. There's just nothing there. Can I avoid you? I don't think I can avoid him, actually, which is unfortunate. I think getting to go into the hole where the piece of heart is, I think is just inside of his range. Yeah. That is evil placement. Whoever did that, I hope you're no longer alive. That's just evil. Like, maybe if you came at it through the north, but I don't think so. Thanks. Piece of heart for 7 rupees, not bad. That'll be hearts if you weren't at full, but if you are, then it'll be rupes. No, not falling for that again, because I think that dude respawns. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get back in time. Not for the castle, mind you, because, I mean, we just put the thing back up. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to make the judgment call now. And switch it back to day, and then by the time I get there, do all that, and come back, then it will probably be pretty close to night. Which is why I'm okay with going a little bit slow now. I know it's not like the ideal speedrunning path of like how to do it perfectly and time-wise and whatnot, but we'll manage. At the very least, I want to try to make it where I'm not just sitting there waiting as much as I can possibly do. And I will admit, that is one of the downsides to Majora's Mask. Not so much in real life. Like, in real life, if you have to sit and wait, it's fine. You can just go do something else, but for a stream, it can be a bit annoying of like, well, it's now 2 p.m. in-game. We are waiting for 10 p.m. because I can't fast-forward through time without going too far. So as a result, we are sitting here and waiting. Just what everyone wanted. Alright, I'm going to do Din's Fire first, because I don't like the Bomb Chew game. And I do not want to forget about Din's Fire. And if there's anything I will forget after dealing with the frustration of that minigame, it will be Din's Fire. Such a little weird, inconspicuous place, and it's so close to another fairy fountain, the one that gives you the double defense. There, I actually had the patience to wait for the scale to appear that time, and then my thumb slipped off the C-stick. Oh my god, it's a beautiful lady with very pointy boobs. If I ever need to get a Capri Sun juice pouch, get the whole thing without sending the straw through my hand or through the back of it. I never had problems with getting the Capri Sun pouches to open, but I could never do the milk cartons. The milk cartons, they would always not cooperate with me. But I didn't drink a lot of milk growing up, so... I've only gotten a proper taste for milk in the past, like, 2 years. And even then, it was just where I was on a really big kick of drinking it, not so much anymore. Alright. Let's go get caught by the guards. To this day, I will swear up and down that there was a way that if you got caught by the guards enough, that the guard that's actually by the gate, you could pay him 10 rupees for him to let you in. Because he would just recognize, like, well, the kid's just going to get caught anyway because he's been caught so many times that it's fine, it doesn't matter. Maybe that's in my head, but, like, I remember that so vividly. Forgot to grab this while we were here last time. I remember that because I was avoiding the owl, but then I was thinking in my head earlier of why my Skulltula token count was off by 1 when I checked it. Now I know why. Hey, wake up. The fact this is 30 rupees, by the way, not cool. It's like, it's already semi-random with the last one. The first 2 aren't that hard. Watch me miss the second one. Oh, they gave me the hard one, too, now that I said that. I tried to be nice and say, like, it's only random with the last one, and then, yeah. The chickens can get in the way is the problem, but man, they get in the way a lot on the final board. I know there's a weird way to, like, shoot around them, but it's such a convoluted angle that it's just like, eh, forget it. Can I squeak that by? Nope. Cool, alright, we wait. The bomb shoe is so slow, by the time it gets there, the bird will have, like, reset 2 or 3 times in his position and where he is, and so it's semi-random. Again, if you go around, like, you can... There is, like, a convoluted way to make it go up along the wall and hit it. It's really bizarre. Bombs, yeah, I don't care about that. I'm just gonna... If it had been the purple rupee, I might have attempted, but I do not need bombs, so no thanks. I'm good. And even then, spamming, I got 2 out of 3. You wanna play again? Yeah, just don't give me that crappy prize. There we go. So give me an actual prize here, please. Alright, is it gonna pop up in the center 3 times in a row, or will it be something new? Something new! Alright, along the wall. Well, looks like I still remember how to do that, at least. No, the small one got in the way. Which is a shame, because the big one was out of the way. That would have actually worked. Oh my gosh, this stupid cuckoos. Don't walk towards it, you fool! Jeez, these things are so dumb. What the heck would... He didn't even move. He, like, just hopped in place. Get the hell out of here, you stupid thing. Come on, get out of here. Quit going up and down. Oh, my gosh. There. Good gr- Now, stay over there. Oh, my god. Ugh. You see, I would have forgotten about Din's Fire? This is why. Yeah. Yeah, give me the purple roop. It's the only thing left on the prize wheel. Everything else either scrolled by or scrolled by and was picked up, so... Child. Oh my gosh, this stupid birds. It's always birds in games. Ninja Gaiden, they get in the way. Stupid Chocobo race in Final Fantasy X. This. I don't know how that didn't line up correctly, and I just wasted one there. Though, based on the bird placement, it would have gotten stopped anyway, so really, you know, semantics. Alright, we got 3 shots. I'm gonna wait for this thing to go away. And this is only for purple rubies, it's not that big a deal. Apparently that was the magic phrase, it's not that big a deal, and then immediately like, oh, well in that case, here you go. I think that gives me just enough for another game, basically. See what you can win. Some Bomb Chew! That I don't really care about, because you don't need them until Ganon's Tower. So if I don't get it, it's not the end of the world. Oh, would you look at that? Because it didn't matter. Jeez, almost got it with that one there, too. Thanks, I'll treasure them always. That might be the biggest lie I've told this night, thus far. And their purple rupee. Which is weird, it should have gone back to the bomb bag. I don't know why it did. The only thing I can think of why it might have done that twice is this is substituting for the piece of heart, but usually it just eliminates it from the wheel entirely. So instead of it being like a wheel of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it just is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes back to 1. But maybe because I didn't leave the room and come back, that's why it freaked out. Again, it doesn't matter, so... And I think now I'm out of money? Nope, I got one more play. And it's for bombs. Awesome, thanks. Great, appreciate you. Like, that's a laughable prize. A 30 rupee payout to have it a chance to be something you could go out and slash around in the grass for, like, 10 seconds to get. It's probably not even a full set of bombs, too. It's probably like 5 or 10, which is just laughable. Oh, up on the left one here. Okay. I might mess this one up because I have not done this yet. Nope, we're good. Every other time it's been on the right or the top. Yep, go on and get your jollies out now. You'd think if he kept noticing that he was blown up while I was standing there, he'd be smart enough to realize maybe I shouldn't go that way, but nope. Here we are again in similar territory of... That almost worked, too. Yes, excellent, good job. It's weird, because usually the big one is the one that's not cooperative, but it was the tiny little one there that was just not having it. And carry up to 40. I almost said 50 bombs. You don't have enough rupees. Well, that's fine, because that was what I wanted, so... Okay, let me think here. We don't need anything else here. I'm not doing the... I'm not doing the key game. I'm not doing that without the Lens of Truth. I think it's just... No, I did that. I just did that. Oh my gosh. I already forgot. I think we're good. So, we'll do the Dampy one next. Yes, I know I have no money. Don't worry. I've thought this through. Because there is a spot in Kakariko that you can get 200, so that'll fill me back up, and then we'll be good. Which does unfortunately mean that we are going to have to wait a little bit for nighttime to fall, and I am sorry about that, but there's not much I can do, so... Luckily we're not going to have to wait too long here. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer than that, but nope, that's not too bad. Isn't there some prevailing theory that, it, like, in this game, if you look at the sun, it actually goes by faster? Not sure how true that is, though. The wolves are out, and therefore we are in. Watch this be for, like, a piece of heart instead of money, and I just completely got it wrong. I think it's around there. No. Oh, it was farther back. I'm like, I don't think it was too far to the right. Sup, nerd? Ah, didn't let me jump attack. Would have found out through. Yeah, that's true. They would have. Well worth the 2 decky sticks, just not have to deal with those things. They don't even creep me out that much, it's just I'd rather not deal with them personally. Alright, that'll take care of the Dampy fee. Which was part of the reason I left it there, because I knew between that and the Bomb Chew game I was going to be spending a fair bit of money. The Bomb Chew game is pretty much where I eat through most of my money, though. Like, in the entire game. Because you don't need to buy the shield. Provided you don't lose them, you don't need to buy the tunics. And all the other games cost less. I mean, if you're bad at them, yes, it will take you more attempts, but, like, talking raw fee, let's say you can do it and get the reward you want perfectly in one go, that's going to be the one that is the most. I don't think there's a minigame that costs more than 30. I'm pretty sure there's not. Dampy, the Great Keeper's Heart-Pounding Grave-Digging Tour. What's going to come out? What's going to come out? When I start digging, we'll find out. That is disgusting, sir. Can I... Thanks. Also, this is a lot brighter on this version than the Virtual Console. It's very hard to see the patches of dirt, and pretty much the only way you can see them outside of turning the brightness up on your TV is by the sound that Link makes when he walks over it. But these little spots are the only spots that will actually give you a tangible reward. That is disgusting, sir. Take my money. Yes, I agree. There we go. Had to mute for a second. I was busy unwrapping something to eat, and it was going to be obnoxious, so I turned my mic off. Hey, second try. Hell yeah. Normally it takes about 8. Or however many patches there are. It's usually the last possible one. So, glad we don't have to deal with that anymore. Alright, so I think we are good to go to Zora. I don't think there's anything else. I'm going through in my head. I don't think there is. If there is, let me know, but I don't think there is. Ah, much better. Even my stomach growled as thanks for giving it one bite of food. I'll have to figure out what to do for breakfast this morning. I did pick a bunch of ground beef, so maybe I can do something with that. It was on sale, I guess this was like 2 days ago, and most of it that I bought I froze. But it was like 4 hamburger patties, and it was buy one, get one free, and even then they weren't that expensive. They were pretty dang cheap. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to be loading up on this and freezing most of it, thanks. So I think it's like 8 hamburger patties for like $5, and ground beef's pretty dang expensive. It was probably closer to $6 or $7, but like still, $7 for 8 patties, like that's pretty good. That was a waste of a bomb. Let's get rid of all those. Yeah, that'll be fine. Moving on. Oh, right. I almost forgot. I will say when I had bought some ground beef the other day, not the reference that I just made, but the one that was like half a month ago, I had forgotten, A, how much I liked the smell of cooking ground beef, because my god, it smells so freaking good. Which I'm sure makes every vegetarian and vegan go, ick. But man, so good. But also how much I forgot how much I missed cooking. I just didn't have the time because of work, and then it was like I had 3 days off, and I was like, I could actually cook something for once, rather than just like chuck it into the microwave, chuck it into the oven, or something like a sandwich that doesn't take that long to make. That was something my mom and I used to do all the time back when she had the energy and I had the time and energy to do. Just don't anymore. So it was a nice nostalgic trip being able to do that. Maybe one of these days, even if we don't have to do something elaborate, but just see if we can cook something together. She's on vacation right now, so she's not even in town, so can't do it right now, but at some point when I have a day off, just letting her know in advance. That gives us 9 hearts, I believe. So I'll have 9.5 going in here, and then come out with 10.5 from the heart container. I know you can get one from the Dampy thing as an adult. And you can backflip up the one on the windmill. So yeah, you can definitely have 11. You might be able to pull out 12, maybe? I'm trying to think if there's any way you could pull out 4 more pieces of heart before you went into the Forest Temple. But I don't think so offhand, but that's still a lot of hearts. For basically the first real dungeon in the game, because I don't much consider... I'll go do this, why not? I don't much consider the kid dungeons. Like, to me, a dungeon and a temple is very different from each other. Even though I'll say them interchangeably, to me, a temple is much more complex than a dungeon. At least in the context of Zelda. Because all the adult ones are called temples. They're the fire temple, the water temple, the, you know, any of those. But none of the kid ones are. It's just inside Jabu Jabu's belly, or inside the Great Deku Tree, or, you know, none of them are called a temple. Da-da-da. That might be an idea. Maybe I'll message a friend later and see if they want to do dinner. Not out to eat, I mean like actually using the hamburger meat, cook up some hamburgers. That could be fun. Oh, this music's so good. I can barely hear it, but I wanted to let it play a little bit because it's so good. Say what you want about water levels in this like era of video games in terms of how annoying they are, but man, they kick ass in music. Between this and Mario 64, man, like, there's your white noise while you're sleeping right there. How anybody could fail this game, I have no idea. The funny thing is, if you replay it, because, like, you make more, like, barring the silver scale, you get more money doing it than you paid, because you get 5 more rupees. But they can throw out even bigger rupee amounts in the pool if you do it again. Like, they can throw in reds, and I think maybe even purples on rare occasions. But, like, just a singular red rupee, at least you'd be breaking even from just that, barring whatever else they throw in there. It's not like the optimal way to grind for money, but, you know, it's something. Oh, we didn't get the typical camera shot. There's one where it's like directly in front of the Zora's head and it looks really thin and it looks funny. Oh well. Yeah, the silver scale, it's incredibly useful, unlike its gold counterpart, which only has one reason, or one purpose. And even that purpose can be glitched through, so therefore you don't need it for that either. The only things it's recommended for are for a piece of heart that you can get with the iron boots, so you don't need it. Or the one in the Lakeside Lab, which you can glitch, and you also don't need it for. Alright, there's bottle number 3. Something's already inside. We'll take it and throw it out, man. It's not like it's got mildew on the inside of it. Maybe we can go give it to the hand in the toilet. Oh wait, that's the wrong game. As much as I would like to keep this into the adult section and turn it into Lon Lon yogurt, I'm going to get rid of it in exchange for the fish. I know I could come back and get the bottle that has the note in it and just remove the note, but we're already down here. It's fine. Good old Lon Lon yogurt. It's already nasty enough that in Super Paper Mario you can get, like, I think it's milk, and then the milk can go bad, and then after that it actually turns into, like, a shake, and I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a shake. I don't think it's yogurt, but it's like, man, if something, like, goes bad for so long that it goes good, I'm not eating that. Like, sorry. I know cheese is like that. It's like some types of cheeses in particular I'm thinking of that are considered delicacy, but they're absolutely disgusting to me. Some of them it's like, yeah, we let live maggots hang out in here. Like, no thanks. I will take a hard pass on that. I will stick with Colby Jack until the day I die. Alright, 9.5 hearts. With that, we are ready to tackle Temple 3. Dungeon 3. See what I mean about me using them interchangeably, but in my head, they totally work fine. I do appreciate that there is a stick nearby, not only this puzzle, but also the one that's in Goron City. Because they could have just been jerks and be like, well, I guess you gotta go back and find an enemy, or go back to Kokiri Forest. But thankfully they were not that mean. And now, time for everyone's favorite cutscene. The King Zora takes a week to get his butt over to the other side. Lord Jabu's been a little green around the gills. What? You keep the bottle it was in. Take it respectfully. Yeah, speaking of being disrespectful, you're wasting my time, sir, by going as slow as possible. So I'm going to open this thing of ketchup and use it to dip my food into. I feel like for the 45-minute wait time to get through one order, the Whataburger's not as good as people claim it is. And I've always felt that way. But I don't know what it is about their ketchup or what they put in it or where they get their supplier, but it is so much better than any other ketchup I've ever had. It's so good. It doesn't feel like it's as sweet. It's got like a tartness to it, which is why I like mustard more than ketchup. Oh. It's like, was there nothing in that pot? Surely there had to be something. Hey, bud. How's it going? How you doing? I brought you a snack. The snack is me! It's a bit weird that two of these three dungeons here involve going inside of something. Why does he sound like a white noise machine? Oop, that was a bad shot. That's the exact same shot I just made. There we go. We have attacked his uvula. Oh, so it's a girl house. What? No, everyone has a uvula. Not me. I've got that movie sitting somewhere around here. I need to go watch it again. Best Halloween movie, you cannot change my mind. Never mind the fact it came out in the middle of the summer when it did come out. I don't know why they decided that, but someone was like, yep, June, that'll work. I think it's like June 6th. I don't care, I can tell. People give me grief for not watching where I'm going. This is the weird thing about being a silent protagonist, is like, yeah, I get it, she flip-flops between being nice and being mean, but because there's no lines for Link, it's just like, she goes from screaming to like, I'm okay, I've been going in here for a while. Okay, fine, whatever. Luckily we only have to deal with her for half of the dungeon, and after that she'll be gone, so... Up you get. Stupid bubble followed me all the way over there. Good lord, man. You know what? I will be nice. I will follow my traditional rules for playing Oot, which is no more than one fairy in a bottle at any given time. I doubt I will even need to use the fairy itself, but we'll give it some sense of, oh, he could possibly die. Though I would not be putting money on it if I were you. Though if I keep losing health by running these bubbles, I might. Dumbass. I don't remember what's down there. I know in the Master Quest version there's a couple switches you need to hit, but for the main game, I have no idea. I also don't care enough to go check, either. Maybe there's a gold Skulltula. I don't know. Alright, Steel. Have fun. Enjoy your sleepy time. I will probably finish this dungeon and call it there as well. Because I need to go feed my folks' cats, because like I mentioned, they're out of town. Alright, so now we've gotten her past all that, and back to where we were. I always get this section in particular mixed up. I never remember which room to go to first. pretty sure I'm wrong. I don't think it's this one. Yep, I'm wrong. I had a feeling. Some told me it was to the right, because I think it's one that, it's the one that you have to have both your weight and hers on. Because the minute you step on it, Navi's like, hey, this won't fit with your weight alone, even though you've got Ruto in your hands. And then right after she's done talking, it just falls anyway. Like that. Where in actual real time, she'd be like, this... Oh, wait, never mind. Alright, so here's one of the few areas Deku Nuts can actually be helpful. That is an explosive dragon. Much, much quicker than the way I used to do it. I used to hold down the spin attack and go over to where their little tails are, or whatever they are, the little red things on them. And then after that, they would show up and then they'd try to hit you and then you'd spin attack them and sidestep. Sometimes get hit anyway. Deku Nuts make that way, way faster. One to get them out of the little stomach pouch or whatever it is. One to actually stun them and then just jump attack and kill them. Nice and simple. And at this point that we have the boomerang, we don't have to worry about going to pick up any other chests. It's just cutting the tails and then we move on. Because really that's pretty much the hardest part of the dungeon, is just figuring out the order in which to do things here. That's about it. Other than that, it's pretty easy. Yep, there's the map. I believe that's the map. Pretty sure it is. The bubbles have the compass. Could be vice versa. I'm not picking them up either way, so it doesn't matter. I believe this is the bubble room. I just want to show off the Deku Nut strategy here. Yes, it will, but it will only work if you allow me to keep moving. So yeah, this room right here. Where's the last one? Oh, it's hanging out in the doorway. That's very funny, game. Thanks. Yeah, normally it would only take 2. I don't know how I got stuck there, but apparently it did. Yeah, Deku Nuts make that a joke. They're also extremely good, as we'll see later on, against the Poe sisters. They're really good. There we go. This is probably the hardest one to find, just because, like, it's like, oh, you cut the tail by getting the other one, and you assume it's just the one exit that was being blocked, not both. Even if you play again, because this one and the red one look kind of similar. I think it's supposed to be black, but it's like a weird black and red color, so it looks kind of similar. The only one that looks very distinct is the green one. And no, you do not have to kill these jellyfish. I'm just doing it for the sake of doing it. Because this has always kind of been my strategy of just, like, circling it. And I don't want the jellyfish getting in the way. There we go. That one was being very uncooperative. Usually that's pretty easy. To be fair, I usually stay alongside the perimeter when killing the jellyfish a little bit more. I think activating him early kind of messed up the rhythm. Alright, so now that's taken care of. That was dumb. In fact, I'm actually going to pull the slingshot. It'll be a little bit easier to aim. Excuse you? Okay, the second shot went right through it, and then the one that I fired after that actually connected to kill him looked like it missed. Alright. And I believe that takes us to the mini-boss. Yes, it does. Who at one time I thought was probably the hardest mini-boss in the game, and now he's absolutely pathetic. And no challenge at all. Alright, let's get you out of there. Don't have to carry you around anymore. But why Princess Wuto? Because I can't climb up onto that platform, I guess. I feel like you probably could, but... You walk onto it later when it's fully in the ground, and when you fight the mini-boss, it's got the spikes around it, but... How big is it? Yeah, he could climb that easily. He has to jump to platforms that are higher than that as a kid. He could easily get up there. Hello. Mr. Big Octo, would you like to see a chartreuse wall? Oh, that looks beauty. That looks absolute beauty, doesn't it? So yeah, the trick here is let him intentionally hit you, then he'll move around, boomerang. Jump attack with the Deku Stick will kill him in one hit. So as long as you can afford to sacrifice like half a heart to take the damage, easy. And you'll get the hearts back, because he always gives you 3. And to be fair, you probably shouldn't be going into a mini-boss room with less than a heart anyway. Perfect, that's what I was looking for. The Deku Nuts work moderately well in Baronade, from what I remember. I'm actually going to put them back on here, because the slingshot's not going to be any help. Though actually, I think I will need to put them back on in a second, because there's going to be a... whatchamacallit? Skulltula, gold Skulltula, that I need it for. I might be able to use the boomerang, but we'll see. Still have a few more rooms to go before we get there. That must feel absolutely disgusting to Jabu Jabu, like feeling something sliding down further into your body like that. That's not too hard to get. I thought he was up a little bit higher and might be out of the boomerang's range, but no, that's no problem. Alright, let's go fight Baronade. See, I'll be at about the 3-hour mark for getting through all the kid dungeons and doing most of the heart piece stuff. As a kid, I don't really think there's much more we could do. We could go Skulltula token hunting, bleh, but that's about it, really. Hi, Baronade. How you been? Just gonna detach you from the wall there. And then get the camera to cooperate. Do these work? They totally do. Oh my god, that's way easier. I will remember that for the second round of that shield, I guess. Camera, if you would, if you'd be so kind. Thanks, appreciate you. Camera, thanks. There we go. Just dodge for a little bit. Dodge for a little bit. Like, this is not too terribly difficult. At least this one feels like it sort of has phases. The other ones certainly don't. Alright. Ew. There you go, 10 hearts. And now everyone's favorite cutscene, from tsundere to seductive 7-year-old. Do not want. She changed her mind very quickly. What do you wish? Just tell me. I could pick the other one, but she just is even more creepy. Where it's like, you can't hide what you want from me. It's like, excuse you? And then she just goes into the same thing. So basically, both Darunia and Bruto give you a promise ring / engagement ring. That's creepy. Which is also doubly funny because in the Goron one, he's like, I presume Link is talking. It's like, you don't know what he means by this, and in this one, you're like, you don't know what she means by this. The Deku Tree is the only one where it's like, yeah, you understand this. Yeah, your most precious possession, you don't know what she's talking about, but it's fine. Getting married, you have no idea what she's talking about since you're, you know, like 11 years old, but it's fine. Okay, let's go very quickly grab the second magic spell that I will never use. Oops. Nope. Too late on that one. Had the Wind Waker move set in my head because it does the opposite. And Wind Waker R throws it and A sets it down, I think. It's like, it's really weird, whatever it is, where it doesn't feel natural. Alright, so that'll give us Farore's Wind. Is there anything else to do between now and going to the castle? Or, sorry, pulling the sword. Obviously, like I mentioned, Happy Mask Sales Quest. Go through all the areas in my head. Kokiri, no. Zora, no. Kakariko, I don't think so. We could plant the beans, I guess. We could do that. We can get 3 of those planted right now. No, 2 of those planted right now. The one in the graveyard and the one in... Or is the fourth one? Oh, Lake Hylia. Which technically you don't need magic beans for either of those, I believe. With the Lake Hylia one, you can play the Scarecrow song and use the hookshot to get up there, and with the graveyard one, you can stand on a grave and hookshot the crate the heart pieces in and get it. It's a really weird angle, but you can do it. However, you need the hookshot for both of those. If you want to get the pieces of heart earlier, then you can use the magic beans, and then you don't need the hookshot for it. So other than that, I don't think there's anything else to do before pulling the sword. I think it's just that side quest and the magic beans. Yeah, I'm not thinking of anything else. So probably go do the graveyard one first, because that'll be the quickest one to get to. Goodbye, Zora's Domain, with your beautiful sounding music. Trying to press B to swim faster. There we go. I'm trying to pull out my sword every 2 seconds here. That was like 15-ish rupees, somewhere in there. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's going to be more out of the way to go for this one, and we're already, like, close-ish here. We'll just do this one. No. I got my left and right mixed up there for a second. There we go. I was going to say we could go to Gerudo thinking it was the right-hand exit because we could just go wrap around, but no, Gerudo's the west exit, not the east. So that would take more time to get there, not less. Nothing on Lon Lon Ranch. Again, there's like Skulltulas you could go get with a boomerang now, and with the bombs we could go back and get some, but I'm talking pieces of heart or upgrades for consumables. And I think it's just Happy Mask and doing this for later. And I don't believe there is anything else. So I'm not doing the treasure chest minigame without the Lens of Truth. That is just not going to happen. We would be here for literal hours. Potentially longer. I don't think any of the things that bombs can open will lead to pieces of heart that we can get now. Because, like, it'll get you where a piece of heart is, but you need something else like iron boots or similar. Because now that we've gotten so many, there's actually not that many pieces of heart left, because we're at 10 hearts, and there's still going to be 5 more temples to do, so that's half the hearts right there. And we already have some pieces, so there's only, like... See, that's 2, and then 5 sets of 4, so like 22. It's not a lot. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. So I think there's 48? No, there's not 48. There's less than that in this game. I think there's only 2 left here as an adult. This one, no, 3 technically. This one, the fishing one, which is the gold scale. So that's not one. There's only 2. And then the one that's actually in the laboratory. So just the 2. I'm debating whether I want to do the fourth bottle. That I might skip. Because that's a lot of work for a bottle. And you don't really need a fourth bottle. I'll probably do it on this file just to be like, well, I have all items including the fourth bottle. In a normal, even casual run of this game, I would never recommend getting the fourth bottle ever. 3 is plenty. It's a lot of work to do the fourth. Unless you are really good and really like the horseback archery, I would not bother with the fourth one. And I'm not too keen on the horseback archery in this game. It's bad enough you have to do a piece of heart for it. Or get a piece of heart for doing it, rather. The upside is that one's at least on a closed course and opponent moves for you. There we go. That was pretty much as far from one end of Hyrule Field to the other as I could go. Up and over. If only you could play the Song of Storms to grow these things. It's also interesting to see that at least, despite it being a parallel world, that the equivalent of playing the Song of Storms to give the bean some rain and waiting 7 years will cause it to grow in the same fashion. Maybe it's just presuming that, you would hope that sometime in 7 years it would have rained at least once and that was enough, but... To be fair, one of the ones you plant is in Desert Colossus, and, deserts are places where it does not rain much, so... Not to say it doesn't rain at all, because I live in a desert, and it does rain. It's just very uncommon. Yeah, I was stopping for a minute and being like, oh, we could get the Skulltula token that's there. Unless we're at 19 now, I'm not going to bother, and even if we are 21... I was about to say, even if we are, the reward of the Rumble thing isn't worth it, so... No big deal. I was going to say we could check for Deku Nuts on the way there, but I don't think grass drops those. There's set ones that drop, but I don't think they just naturally drop. Pretty sure I would remember that. Simple enemies drop them, sure, but... And even then, if we're going to be doing the mask side quest stuff, we would be getting the upgrades, and it would be filling it back up to full anyway, so it's not that big a deal. And cutscene. It's just like in my dream. But as we know from RPG logic, all dreams are 100% factual. If it even remotely seems like it could come to pass, then it will. And even if it doesn't, it probably will. Hey Ganon, how's it going? I know you're technically Ganondorf, but, Again, it's kind of one of those things that gets used interchangeably these days. Argaha, I lost her. No, you didn't. You were watching her go away. Also, I see you are capable of also playing the Song of Storms, seeing as it went from, like, completely nice, beautiful skies to rainy and stormy. Maybe he just has a bell on his horse that plays the Song of Storms wherever he goes. Heh. 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 Dot. 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 I like your attitude. Thanks, I like your giant ears. And your kind of bald head. It looks really bald from the front because you got those huge bald patches. How old is Ganondorf in this game, canonically, I wonder? Is he balding in his early 30s / late 20s? Is my cousin Ganondorf? He's not. Blink, blink. Alright, let's go get that oot. There's that oot. I forgot to pick this up one time. I just, like, went right on. I was so busy focused on getting something else. I just left it here in the moat. And then couldn't understand why when I was playing the Song of Time it didn't work. It's like, well, dude, because you didn't get the cutscene. You don't have the Song of Time, technically. Like, sure, you can play the notes, but it's not going to register as anything. I will be dead. Well, sure, that's the PG way of saying it. I won't be around anymore. This song reminds me of us. Oh wait, that's the Majora's Mask version. Whoops. You've learned the Song of Time. The Force of Try. Alright, now that we got that... I don't know why I'm bothering to do this, because at the end of the Happy Mask quest we'll have a full wallet no matter what we do. I know you lose some money on one of the deals, but it's not that big a deal. I think the first one you buy for 10, sell for 15 or 20. Second one you buy for 30 and lose 10 or 20, and then the third one you get... How much do you get off the third one? I think you break even on the third one. And then the last one gives you technically infinite. Just fills your wallet completely and you pay 50. How would you like to be a happiness salesman? We could start by speeding up the text. That would make people happy, because we wouldn't have to keep doing this over and over again. I will play a much more prominent role in the next game. There we go. Bardaki Mask. Now you can look like a Samurai Pizza Cats character. Willing to bet no one knows what that is. It's a 90s cartoon, for anybody curious. I watched bits and pieces of it, but I have started watching a little bit of it whilst at work. I started some on, like, episode 2, I think. Like, barely into it. Yep, I was about to say, am I going the right way? Took me a second to remember. This is probably the part of the game I know the least. I know where I'm going, but it's just I don't. Very rarely do I do this. Normally I would be in the cutscene of Ganondorf calling me an idiot for opening up the Sacred Realm. That run cycle, though. Alright. Oh, that's where it is. Okay. It took me a sec because I'm like, I know one of the things you get is the Deku Stick upgrade, and one of them is the Deku Nut. I was trying to remember where the other one was. It's in Lost Woods, so like I'll be there over there anyway, but it took me a sec to remember. If only I had the Prelude of Light, but I won't have that for a little bit. That's not even the next song I'm going to get. That's not even the next two songs I'm going to get if I remember to stop by and get the Song of Storms. It'll be that and the Forest one. Because I don't think you get the Prelude of Light until you go back to Sheik after you've cleared at least one temple. I don't remember if it has to be the Forest one specifically. I think Randomizers approved. Yes, it does have to be the Forest one, but I'm not 100% sure. Man, if there was ever a going through the motions section of this game, though, this is it right here. Just doing this side quest. I know people harp on the Anju Cafe side quest being the one that's more tedious, and time-wise, it absolutely is, because there's a lot of points, again, where you're just sitting and waiting, but there's more story there than there is here. Bard a Skull Mask. You're going to create the prophecy of Majora's Mask by doing this. But it's fine, because Majora's Mask is fun. And it's been a long time since I played through. I usually do it once a year on October. Whether I stream it or not is kind of, you know, hit and miss based on my schedule, but I usually try to play it every year in October, and I didn't last year. Maybe that was why I had such bad luck, just as a whole, in winter of last year. So I kept getting sick. I got sick in November. None of them COVID related. I got sick in November, and then I got sick with something else in December, and then I got sick again in January. And people wonder why I don't like winter. That's not the only reason, but, I mean, that didn't help. I'm just not a fan of the cold. Just not built for it. I would much rather it be 100 degrees than 60. Easily. The only time I want it to be cool, not cold, but cool, is when it's raining. Slightly cool and raining. Enough to be where you could, like, be out on a porch or a balcony wearing a light jacket and sipping hot chocolate, and you would feel completely cozy. And yes, I'm aware I could have done the save reset thing, but sometimes you just gotta enjoy the walk there, you know? Take the time to indulge in such things. Could you imagine being one of the first people that was trying to figure out where all these masks went to? Like, the Keaton one, in theory, you could remember pretty easily because you have to talk to that guy, but this would probably be the one you would struggle the most on. This or the running guy, since you usually don't, if you'll pardon the expression, run into him. Nice front flip, bro. He just gave you 10 rupees for this 20 rupee mask. You lost money on that deal. The fucker. Difference will have to come out of your own pocket. Well, I don't have pockets, sir. So yeah, I guess between the first three, you lose 5 total. So he paid 15 for a 10, and that guy paid 15 for a 20, I think is what it was. I would switch it back today since the kid needs to be there in order to do that, but we still have to go and get the mask. So if I need to do that, I'll just do it right before I go into... Or I could just do it when I'm in the graveyard, because he's there all day. Pretty sure he is, anyway. Though, actually, I'm going to have to do it regardless, because the castle door will be down. So, oh well. That was weird. I could even hear the music playing. I was like, I'm hitting the right notes. I can hear myself hitting the right notes. Nope, no thanks. I'm not going to beat up on Stalfos until the leader shows up. Yes, there is a Stalfos leader. He is very slightly taller than the other ones. Still dies in 2 hits, but I think he always drops a whopping 5 rupees. Probably not worth your time. Though for all I know, maybe the trick of Majora's Mask plays over here. Maybe if you kill him with a light arrow, he drops 50. A lot of enemies in Majora will do that. And they'll give you 50 if you kill him with a light arrow. It's mostly to be able to get the bank heart piece of 5,000 easily. You know, that's fine enough, I guess. At least they give you a way to. And by the time you get the light arrow, because that would be the penultimate dungeon, you're probably not going to need money for anything else at that point. You really don't need money for much in Majora. It's like occasionally buying beans and like doing the minigames once, and that's about it, really. It's not too bad. It is a bit weird that like 2 of the first 3 masks you have to deliver are both in Kakariko. Like, I get that, you know, the majority of the people live there if they don't live in Hyrule Castle, but you'd think... I don't know, it would be somewhere else, Goron City, maybe? It'd be a little bit hard for any new news to arrive in Kokiri Village. So maybe not there. I don't know, maybe the research guy at Lake Hylia? Something else. But again, not too big of an issue. Such a fabulous run. 10 out of 10. Hi. You sold the 30 rupee mask to a kid for full price? Well, yeah, because you're supposed to. And he didn't mind paying at all. It makes you sound like the asshole, and it's like, no. I'm not going to discount just because he's a kid. And if he didn't mind paying at all, then it's fine, right? Maybe he comes from a really wealthy family. I don't know. Alright, so that just leaves Running Man. After that, we will go ahead. I'll probably go ahead and pull the sword and get through all the cutscenes. Namely, just so that next time I load this up, I won't be back in Kokiri Village and have to go all the way back. I'll just be where we left off. That'll be easy enough. And depending on how my schedule rolls out, I might stream more this later today. And people usually like watching the later half of the game anyway, so. Which I kind of do get, in a way. I like both sections of the game, personally. Like, the kids section's easier, but it's the earlier stages of the game, so yeah, it's supposed to be easier. Oh great, you sold it! The bunny hood. That tragically does not act like it does in Majora's Mask. If it did, it would be really nice. But, nope, guess not. Wonder how many people that have played Majora's Mask, like, decently extensively, but didn't play Ocarina much, or haven't played it in ages, just either forgot or didn't know the bunny hood was even a thing in this game. Also, I didn't take that off, so I don't know why it disappeared like that. And he'll be, yep, there he is. I was supposed to say he'll come into sight in a minute. He'll actually, like, stop and sit down, so you don't need to do the backwards run. As long as you know where he's going, it's fine. Look at him go. What a time to be alive. Up and over the hill, and there he is. So now we just gotta wait for him to... So I don't think you can even... Nope. I was gonna say, I don't think he's like, yeah, don't talk to me, I'm busy. I'll just keep going. That's a beautiful jog he's got there. Look at that. Sign this man up for the Olympics. Despite the fact he's not going very fast at all. Like, I can kind of go at like a... I mean, he's doing a light jog, so I guess like Link would be going at a light jog. Not even. We got, dude, a P-Hat's coming! I don't know how those all missed me, but somehow they did. Eventually he's gonna stop. Yep, there we go. I was gonna say, is he just gonna keep going? There we go. The long rabbit of legend. He's very excited. Also, I just now realized the hood is like over his face, so the eyes are different. That's funny. It's a 50 rupee mask, but he paid you a crazy amount of money for it. More money than you can count. Yeah, even if you're at 0 and you have the 500 wallet, he will give you full price for it. And with that, we'll be able to use, I believe it's the Skull Mask and the Mask of Truth. Yeah, it is the Mask of Truth, because the other ones are the Goron, the Zora, and the Garuda, which don't do anything. To my knowledge, anyway. I know that if you talk to people with the mask on, you can sometimes get different lines of dialogue, but... And I'm sure that's all been recorded and whatnot somewhere, so maybe wearing the Goron mask around the Gorons does something, I don't know. It's entirely possible, but they don't do anything truly useful, and tragically the Goron and Zora ones don't transform you like they do in Majora. Which would be nice, especially with the Zora one. That would make swimming way better. The swimming in Majora's Mask with Zora's mask on is really good. It feels really good, which is very rare for any non-water-based game to say that the swimming feels good. Alright, let's have a look-see here. Yep, sure did. Oddly enough, that was probably the one that took the least amount of time, like, just in terms of getting to him. You have to wait for him to stop, sure, but it's probably between him and the guard. So Mask of Truth. It is a mysterious mask passed down by the Sheikah. With this mask, you can see into other people's minds. It's useful but scary. Why is it scary? You may find out as you grow older and discover the true meaning of life. 42. Yeah, got it. Thanks. I'm gonna double check this very quickly. I'm pretty sure I'm right. I am almost completely certain that it is this one, but I don't want to walk all the way over there only to be wrong. So... okay, so the sticks is for the skull mask, and the nuts are for the Mask of Truth. Okay, cool. I was correct. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. Now that we have checked that, let's go back to the forest. And I believe it is the nut upgrade. I think that's the one that they don't, for whatever reason, let you get it. I'm not sure in Definitive Edition, but I'm not gonna check. I just know in the original it definitely was, so... if you really care about having max capacity on the Deku Nuts, or the proper 100%, then make sure you do this before pulling the Master Sword. Nice, I lined that up pretty well. Instinctively, for a minute there, I expected to see the giant one there from whenever you come here as an adult before you've beaten the Forest Temple. Also, as a side note, I think I mentioned this once before about how I always enjoyed in games when you had the opportunity to, of, like, rebuilding a town. And yes, I know what Animal Crossing is. Of, like, rebuilding a town within a game, kind of like you sort of do in a small way in Twilight Princess with Kakariko, like, where you get more people there and there's more stuff going on. The new Kirby game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, really scratched that itch, like, big time. That was really cool that, like, each time you saved a set amount of Waddle Dees, it opened up something new. That is, like, if anybody's wondering what I mean specifically by that, that right there is pretty much exactly what I mean. But I want that in, like, a Zelda game. You get, like, the options to add more people. And yeah, I know there's one in Breath of the Wild where that can happen, too. I don't want Deku Seeds. I could have sworn it was the one that was farther away. Is it you? Yeah, here we go. I could have sworn it was the one on the right, but I guess not. Oh well. Alright, so there's one. I'm just gonna back out. Be easier than trying to do it in reverse, but half through there, 3/4 of the way through. Ooh, I just stretched and some muscle in my shoulder did not like that. Ouch. Nope, not interested. No thanks. I'm good. There we go. Butterflies are your indicator, in case you were curious. Hello. I love this part right here where it just slowly moves over to this guy who's staring at you. Hi. He's not a fan. All my young Deku brothers say, you have a horrible face. But don't worry, we will reward you with many Deku nuts. Yep. You will be able to nut more effectively in order to counteract your hideous face. No comment. Alright, so that is 40 on Deku Nuts, 40 on bombs, 50 on Slingshot, 20 on the sticks, which is the last thing we gotta do before pulling the sword. So we came, I think we'll go here. Yep, there we go. There's only one way to get to the Forest Meadow, but there's a couple side paths, so many that it's actually, if you truly don't know, there's a good chance that you will go in an area that doesn't send you back out, but it's still not the way you're trying to go. So when you actually are trying to proper leave, you might just go into a new area and be like, I wanted to leave, actually. The ironic thing about getting the Deku Stick upgrade here is I'm not even going to be able to use it for most of the rest of the game. Because you can't use Deku Sticks as an adult, which is weird, but like, okay, sure. I guess the argument is they've like rusted or gone bad or something like that. Apparently the nuts can't, but the sticks can. The slingshot, I mean, the slingshot's wooden, so you can argue the wood's gone bad in 7 years, sure. Reasonable, I suppose. Figured I might as well. Hi. I would like this one. Thank. Can you not see the Goron one from here? Yeah, you can. You can only see the Zora. That's weird. It's just the angle that it's at, but it's weird that you can see all 4 masks on the left, but you can't see 2 of them on the right. But to be fair, one of the 2 there, again, is useless in-game, and the other one's kind of cool, but like you don't need the Mask of Truth for anything other than the upgrade. It's a little bit more viable in Majora, because you can get hints from the things that are around the area, and then you also use it for, I know the doggy racetrack for sure. I think there's something else, and I'm not counting the donating it to get the Fierce Deity, so that doesn't count, because all the masks do that. And you cannot tell me every Mask of Majora's Mask is useful. Looking directly at you, Mask of Sense. Completely useless. It does have like some sort of purpose. I think you can like use it to get an item and bring the item to somebody for a blue potion, but like you could also just go to a different area and buy the blue potion, so it's like 10 rupees more. It's like, or yeah, scrounging around for 10 rupees would be a lot faster. Even barring the light arrow strategy, it's not that hard to make money in Majora. Well, it appears time-wise we will be at a pretty good stopping point for getting through the, Normally I say this is like the first third of the game, but with all the side questing stuff we've done, there's going to be significantly less side questing in the adult section compared to the kids section. Pretty much just a little bit in Gerudo and like little bits and bobs here and there, as opposed to a big one like this. Heck, even some of the stuff we did early for the side quest, now you just ride the magic bean up and get the piece of heart, and then you're good and you're done, you leave. Nice and simple. Hello again. And now, they're very excited. And I'm calling the police. I do not want these people around me. It's always had like a picky... There we go. It always has a really weird detection on that for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. There. Now all of you, get out of here. Didn't mean to swing my sword at you, but like, seriously. Personal bubble much. Alright, cool. That is everything that we need. So now, let's actually go make some progress. I might try to pick up some bombs and some seeds on the way just to max out everything, have them all nice and neat numbers. But that shouldn't be too hard to do. And if it really bugs me enough, I can just go and buy some Deku seeds in the town bazaar. Pretty sure they sell those there. Not 100% sure, but decently sure. Also, if you stick to the paths, by the way, the little dirt paths here, the little Stalfos things will not spawn, just so you know. Again, not exactly a big deal, but if they really bug you, you can just sit on the side of the road and eventually they'll go away. There we go. Outside of the Bomb Chew, but I'm not going to grind for Bomb Chew, or buy Bomb Chew, sorry. All nice, neat numbers. 30, 40, 40, 50. So let's see, that's the Lens of Truth, that's the arrow and all the other stuff, that's the hammer, that's the hook shot, that's the bottle, that's the Goron check. We're good on all those. I think we've gotten every piece of heart that we can. Again, I'm not doing all Skulltulas, just 50, so 21 is perfectly acceptable. We are good to move on. And for anybody that cares about really having it look full, there you go. There's a full 200. Even the wallet's full. If Link's going to get stuck, because I guess technically for at least a little while he gets stuck because Sheik won't let him go back in time until he beats Forest. We can at least give him full items, or as full as we can, and a full wallet. So the man can go and get a nice meal somewhere. Not that you can do that, but, you know. I'm sure there's art of that somewhere, of him going into, like, Kariko and just going to a bar and ordering something to eat. Just let him relax for a little bit. But nope, there is no rest for the weary. Now we shall take these out of our inventory forever. Ooh, pretty. At least they get to stay there and look nice, because the medallions look really freaking cool when you get them, and then when they're like 2D and in your inventory, it's just like, oh, those don't look cool. They look really cool as like the actual proper medallion slash token in 3D. This is always the one interrupting thing I always forget, is when Navi's like, oh yeah, it's the Master Sword. I always forget about that because it's... You have the cutscene where you open the door. I guess in full order. You have the cutscene where Ganon runs into you and kicks your ass. You have the cutscene where you get the Song of Time / Ocarina of Time. You have the cutscene of going into the Temple of Time, if it's your first time going in there. You have the cutscene of you playing the Song of Time and the door opening. You have the cutscene of Navi interrupting you. You have the cutscene of pulling the sword. You have the cutscene of Ganon mocking you. You have the cutscene of talking about how you went forward in time and you have to free the other sages. And then once you finally get out of all that, there's a cutscene with Sheik who tells you where to go. It's kind of awful. It's actually not that awful. I'm thinking back again to when we had the 10-minute YouTube time limit. I was like, yep, this is literally going to take an entire video. Like, if you do not care about the story beat, like, we got the Ocarina of Time and pulled the Master Sword, and that's all you need to know. That's literally it. The irony of such a simple statement, yet doing so much, both in cutscenes and, like, the effects it has on the rest of the game. It's weird to think that there's a version out there where it's just the sword never gets pulled, the door of time never gets opened, like, Link just gets the ocarina and goes elsewhere. I know that's not what the child timeline officially is, but you could have some where he just never meets Zelda and stays in Kokiri Forest forever. You could have, like, there's a bunch of different versions. Deku Tree never gets sick, so he never has to leave. Ones where he doesn't get the ocarina and just has the penance and does something else. The evil-destroying sword that you pulled out of the pedestal of time was the final key to the sacred realm. Don't be alarmed. Look at yourself. I don't know what voice that was supposed to be. Oh, check it out. You got pants. I'm glad they gave you pants, because if the skirt was the same size and you got that much taller, then, as the hero of time. Yep, I got it. Thanks. The power of the sages remains. Your power to talk forever, yes. See, Ruto's got the best spot of all because she's as far away from you as physically possible, at least in terms of the pedestals. It's gotta suck to be Impa or, Saria. See what I mean? They look way cooler here than they do in the menu. Rauru the Sage. I'll think about it. I'll think about saving Hyrule. And the sad thing is, it is quite literally true. Like, if Zelda kept the ocarina, because we already know, because Sheik's here, that Ganon never found Zelda, because she hid his Sheik, so the Door of Time never would have gotten opened had we not done that. Yep, that's true. Sadly can't use the boomerang, which sucks. I will say I do like that they make, even though the rest, pretty much, of the bizarre Hyrule Castle that's now Ganon's Tower, all that looks different. The fact that the temple looks the same is really cool. Just the idea of, like, have 7 years gone by? Because this looks exactly the same. One in a deep forest, one on a high mountain, one under a vast lake, one within the house of the dead, one inside a goddess of the sand. I am Sheik, survivor of the Sheikas. That's a very impressive name. It's like if you named your son Hugh, H-U. Not H-U-G-H, just H-U. It's like, ah, yes, Hugh Man. Got it. Well done there. You thought real hard. One sage is waiting for the time. I mean, they're all waiting. It's not specifically just her. She cannot hear the awakening call from the sacred realm. You cannot even enter the temple. Well, that sucks. Alright, so yeah, from at least as an adult, no sticks, no slingshot, no boomerang, magic beans, obviously no, and no wearing masks. So we have our bombs, our Deku Nuts, our Ocarina, and a couple spells. And our sword, of course. We do have that as well. So, in the meantime, that is where we're going to end it for now. Again, I might do more of this today / tomorrow morning, early in the morning. We will see. It kind of just depends on how I feel. But we have made some pretty good progress. We're over halfway on health, so that's a nice positive. So let me double check my math here to make sure I'm right, because it's taking away the other hearts. We get 1 from the forest, 1 from fire temple, 1 from water temple, 1 from shadow temple, and 1 from spirit temple. So that puts us at 15. So we're missing 4.5 hearts, which is 18 pieces. So we got 18 pieces of heart left. Gotcha. And we'll get a good chunk of those pretty quickly, actually. Getting the iron boots gets you like 4 or 5. So that's a pretty good chunk once we get there. But for now, what other song are we missing? Song of Storms, obviously. I didn't go and get a Pona song. Jeez, man. I forgot a Pona song, so I'm an idiot. That's usually the first thing I do before I even go get the hookshot. I go get and save a Pona. I'll have to make sure I remember to do that next time. But for now, if you would like to keep updated on all this, if you are in the audience, you can always just check my Discord links below. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can go to my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/DeltaViolet. And go and find all those lovely little links to my Twitter, my Discord, and I will post when I go live on both of those. You can also go to my live stream page and revisit all of my past live streams as well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you probably either tonight or later this morning for the second half of the game. Because we've done pretty much everything we can as a kid for now, and it'll just be going back for small bits and bobs and doing the first half of the Spirit Temple and the bottom of the well. But aside from that, it will be the adult temples. So, take care, and I will see y'all later.